Well, Larkin, things are getting very tense. We've got 3 days to go. You're after another training session. This is what you've dreamed of, I'm sure.
Ah, yeah, it's great. Like, when you look at the condition of the pitch now, it's a long way since we played Six Mile Bridge in the first round, and to be still in the competition now, training for an Ireland final is great. And this was all about, really. You know, there's no real nerves yet. You know, I suppose once we hit Dublin now, the old butterflies will set in. But we're quietly confident as it is. You know.
And it's over a year since you started training for this competition. Is it all going to be worthwhile?
Hopefully, we're going up there confident, but we're by no means cocky, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been the same way we've gone into every match, full of confidence and full of belief in our ability. And as you said, it's been a long time since we were training in Barefield in the muck in February, you know. We didn't think it'd lead to this, but it just shows you what a bit of dedication can do, you know.
And at the start of the year, you would have hardly imagined lifting the County Cup, but then a Munster Cup and an All-Ireland trophy come 3 days' time.
We won't count any chickens yet, but so far it's been great. You know, it's been absolutely brilliant, and being captain has just been a bonus, really. You know, I was just asked to be captain for the league, and I kind of followed over them when the lads came back from the Clare thing, and it's been fantastic, you know, and great support from all the lads and great belief in, you know, our ability, and just hopefully we can go one step further, you know.
And looking through the teams you've defeated, we've seen Toomevara in the past, Rathnure in the past, not to mention the clubs in Clare. A Wexford team, do you know much about them?
Don't know a whole lot about them now. The Conrans I know from, I used to work with John's brother Derry in America, and he used to let me know all about the quality of Wexford hurling and that, but about the present Rathnure team, no, and they're probably in the same boat as us. They just know what they see from videos, etc. We all know about Paul Cott, of course, and the two Guineas. They're great hurlers, you know, but like, they can't be a bad team if they're in a final, you know, and to be perfectly honest, it's 50-50 going in there, and that's the way we're dealing with it, you know.
And you mentioned the Guineas, you're going to come up against one of them yourself on Sunday. Wednesday, sorry.
Well, it's hard to know, like, what way they'll line out. Possibly they'll use one of them to follow James, or possibly one of them might follow us, but we've been kind of changing around a lot in plenty of our games, so we're going to try to keep them guessing, you know.
And you'll be hoping to throw over a few scores again on Wednesday?
Hopefully, yeah, if we get the right kind of ball and, you know, get the breaks. The main thing is not to put the ball wide. I think we kind of got rid of that from our campaign before Christmas. We were putting a lot of ball wide, but the last day we kind of did well with the ball we got, limited enough as it was. We kind of scored like what we did, but we won't have to score more than 112 or so, you know, because the pitches are drying up, and you may need something like 17 points to win on Sunday or Wednesday.
And you haven't actually played on Croke Park before, have you? You've been there before, but not played.
I've been there, yeah. It's been a huge ambition now to play. Like every fella's dream, of course, is to play in Croke Park on our final day, and, you know, it's only 3 days away, and I can't wait for it now at this stage, you know.
Thanks, Larkin.
Grand Sound.
Jamesy, 3 days to go, one of the biggest days of your life in the club level anyway, whatever about county.
Yeah, I suppose it's time is ticking away now. We're looking forward to the preparations we've done at this stage, so hopefully now we can just perform and produce the goods on the day.
As you said before, the club is always special. You're still carrying Christy along in goals. It's going to be special maybe to try and bring 2 All-Ireland medals back to the family.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a serious business now. You know, we've had fun and crack or whatever along the way, but there's no point going to Croke Park unless we pull it off. You know, we've come too far, we've worked too hard, and Rathnure are probably saying the same thing. But I mean, preparations have gone very, very well, and just hope now that the injuries that we have cleared up and the lads come through as well.
And on Wednesday, I'm sure you're going to have a massive Clare support, but I'm sure the hype in Doora Barefield must be building up now.
It is, yeah. Again, there's always hype before an All-Ireland final. Obviously, it's a lot more localised, the fact that it's a club and not the county. But you know, you have to try and, I suppose, keep that in the background, and you know, that's the worry. Maybe that some fellas will get carried away with it, but you know, we've a bunch of pretty level-headed guys, and I think they know it's really important, and that's the game. And
since the semi-final training has gone well?
It has, yeah. Again, we probably weren't as sharp as I'd say, but as we were before Christmas. That's inevitable, given the fact that we had a very, very long campaign. But the signs were there today now in today's session that you know, fellas are looking really lively, and the touch is good, and you know, as I say, hopefully we'll be that bit sharper than we were in the semi-final.
And personally, you'd love to add a club medal to the All-Ireland and Oireachtas and party medals in the past.
Yeah, I mean, it's an All-Ireland club is probably now the second biggest competition in the calendar. It's probably I suppose surpassed the league in terms of the coverage it gets and so on. So we'll probably never ever get this opportunity again. So you know, you have to take it, and it'll be a great medal to have.
And after a year's training, you possibly will be happy with a break almost after St Patrick's Day.
Yeah. I mean, having said that, I'm fresher now, or feeling fresher than I thought I would be. I think Ger will be fairly keen, I'd say, to give us maybe a couple of weeks off after Paddy's Day, and but I mean, again, once the evenings start getting longer, I think you start looking forward to going hurling again, and the county guys, I think, are back doing more hurling now, and hopefully in a couple of weeks' time we'll be back in and back at it hard again for the championship.
So you're letting Ger know that you're straight back into National League action?
Well, I'm hoping Ger won't even consider picking us for maybe a couple of games. But I mean, if we're called upon, I mean, we're available. And as I say, the league maybe is the league games that are remaining now are a bit more important. I think, having lost to Galway last weekend. So who knows?
But forgetting about county for a while, you're going to concentrate on Wednesday and maybe getting an All-Ireland medal for people like Donald Cahill and Kieran O'Neill and people who have been battling with the club for years.
Exactly. I mean, I think particularly, you know, even after the county final, I think two guys, Ger Hoy and Kieran O'Neill, were singled out, because I remember going out to see those guys playing under 21 with Clare 10 years ago, and I mean, they've given massive service to both the county and club over the years. And I think in particular for fellas like that, you know, to have soldiered so long in times when maybe success wasn't there, I think it's fantastic that those guys have an opportunity now to play in the big stage. And you know, I mean, we owe it to them what they've done over the years to pull it off.
And personally, you're feeling sharp for Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean, the body's in pretty good shape, and you know, just hope now that the ball runs my way on Wednesday.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Jones's Road in Dublin. The scene is now set for the All-Ireland Club Hurling Championship final, the meeting of the Clare champions, St. Joseph's Doora Barefield. They're the Munster champions as well, and Rathnure, well, they come from Wexford. They're the Leinster and Wexford champions, all in readiness now for what is expected to be a thrilling encounter here before maybe 40 or 45,000 people. The crowd streaming in. It's an hour ahead of the throw-in, and certainly the people from Clare and from Wexford, from Mayo and from Armagh, they have made the trek to Jones's Road, and they're on their way to what is expected to be a game of games. Just looking at it there now, we see a crowd from the Bridge, Pat Morley, Sel O'Connor and company, and I'm sure the Bridge, like every other club in County Clare, will be supporting St. Joseph's Doora Barefield. St. Joseph's, well, they have 3 All-Stars on their side, but they have an awful lot of All-Stars as well, and they have an awful lot of support from within County Clare, from within the counties of Munster, and I'm sure for the best part of Ireland, the people of Clare have come here from all angles, from all corners, whether it be from across the seas or from here in Ireland. It's certainly, and the Mayo contingent are arriving as well. A historic occasion. Well, Clare made history in '95, and their clubs have been making history since, and this is Doora Barefield making the history today.
Joe.
Good afternoon and welcome to Croke Park for the All-Ireland Club Final, the meeting of Rathnure of Wexford and St. Joseph's Doora Barefield of Clare. Rathnure of Wexford out on the field, limbering up in their black and amber. They line out as follows. In goals, Jim Morrissey. The full back line, Stephen Summers, John Conran and Dave Guiney. The half back line, Larry Summers, Joe Mooney, the team captain, and Rod Guiney. The midfielders are Michael Redmond and Mick O'Leary. The half forward line, Austin Codd, Martin Byrne and Paul Codd. The full forward line, top of the right, Mark Morrissey. Full forward, Colin Byrne, and left corner forward, Brendan O'Leary. And the Artane Boys Band, well, a familiar figure here in Croke Park, certainly enhancing the occasion this afternoon for the All-Ireland Club Final. The new Cusick stand looking splendour here this afternoon, and about 25,000 people in here at the moment, but there's certainly a big crowd coming in. We have about 10 minutes to go before the throw-in, and we'll be in the region of about 40 to 45,000 people present before this game will start. And here comes the Clare champions, St. Joseph's Doora Barefield, led by their team captain, Larkin Hassett. Following him out there is Noel Brodie. Number 3 is Donald Cahill. And it gives me an opportunity to give you the team as they line out. In goals, Christy O'Connor. The full back line, Ger Hoey, top of the right cornerback. Full back is Donald Cahill, and left cornerback Kenneth Kennedy. The half back line, Darragh O'Driscoll. Centre half back Sean McMahon, and left half back David Hoey. In Lorna Porca, Ollie Baker, and he's partnered by Joe Considine. The half forward line, James E. O'Connor, Noel Brodie, and the team captain Larkin Hassett. Full forward line, Greg Baker, Kieran O'Neill and Andrew Whelan. And this is the photograph that will be hung on the walls around Doora Barefield for many a year to come. I'm sure these players very proud to be in an All-Ireland Club Final they're taking up their positions. And certainly looking at the subs coming in there to join them as well, and it gives me an opportunity to give you the subs. They are Noel Purcell, Colin Mullen, Dermot Daly, Fergal O'Sullivan, Patsy Fahy, Padraig McNicholas, Paul Mokler, Gary McDonough and Robert Tomlinson. And the backroom team, well, they're Michael Clohessy, the manager, Louis Mulqueen, the coach and trainer, Tommy Duggan and Fergus McDonough. The starting 15, so to speak, and it looks as if it's the same 15 as played in the Clare Championship. Greg Baker, well, he's starting this afternoon. Fergal O'Sullivan did start the Munster final, but Greg Baker fishing well and able to continue. And Ollie Baker out in the middle of the field there. That finger, I suppose, caused a bit of concern during the week, but Ollie is back and fishing well. The Garda based in Ballinasloe, he comes in the Galway. He may be wearing the Galway colours this afternoon, but he's playing for Doora Barefield in the county of Clare. Christy O'Connor, he made an excellent save in the game against Athenry and equally against Tumivara in the Munster Championship. Christy was doubtful during the week with an old Igling injury, but he's happily recovered and fit to take his place between the posts. That's Christy O'Connor, brother of Jamesy, not the golfer. This is the hurler called Christy O'Connor. Noel Brodie, well, he's a 21-year-old student. I seen Noel yesterday walking the streets of Ennis. He didn't look like a man was excited about a Munster or All-Ireland club final, but today he's out here in Croke Park. That's the familiar figure of the number 11, Noel Brodie. Darragh O'Driscoll, well, Darragh's a 19-year-old student, and like Kenneth Kennedy, he was on the All-Ireland team of 19, that's the minor team of 1997. So Darragh O'Driscoll, a new experience for him here for his club, but he was here with the All-Ireland minor team of Clare in 1997. Sean McMahon, the 25-year-old engineer, he's an all-star. His father is also the club chairman, and certainly Sean McMahon looks very relaxed out there, but why wouldn't he? He's an all-star and All-Ireland medal winner as well. Kenneth Kennedy, 19 years of age, an All-Ireland medal winner in 1997, a student, and I'm sure Kenneth Kennedy will be hoping for a great performance this afternoon. Ger Hoey, at 30 years of age, a bank official. He holds an Ulster Senior Hurling Club medal with Portlaoise, and what would have happened if Portlaoise were the opposition today? But Ger is here with Doora Barefield in the All-Ireland Club final. His brother is David at wing back. Kieran O'Neill, at 30 years of age, he plays both hurling and football at inter-county level. A concrete company employee, Kieran O'Neill, also known as Kieran Nail. James O'Connor, well, at 26 years of age, he has won every honour in the book. A secondary school teacher and a current all-star, having a word there with the wing forward, Larkin Hassett, the team captain. And now we see Jamesy performing what he's well at, that is taking frees. The pre-match parade about to start. The signal has been given, and it's St. Joseph's Doora Barefield, led by their team captain Larkin Hassett, following him Christy O'Connor, Ger Hoey, Donald Cahill, Kenneth Kennedy, Darragh O'Driscoll, Sean McMahon and David Hoey, Ollie Baker and Joe Considine, James O'Connor, Noel Brodie, Greg Baker, Kieran O'Neill and Andrew Whelan. And the Rathnure side, who are led by their captain Joe Mooney, Jim Morrissey, Stephen Summers, John Condren, Dave Guiney, Larry Summers, Joe Mooney, Rod Guiney, Michael Redmond, Mick O'Leary, Austin Codd, Martin Byrne, Paul Codd, Mark Morrissey, Colin Byrne, Brendan O'Leary. That's the 30 players here behind the Arteen boys band that will contest the All-Ireland Club Hurling final of 1999, a competition which started in 1998 but always finishes on Patrick's Day on Shough I Park and Crokig. On Ray Thoranov's Shea, Padraig O'Connor, O'Conte Lemony, Pat O'Connor from County Limerick, the match official in charge, and Pat from the famed Ahane Club. Well, they won the Limerick County final this year after a lapse of 44 years. That's the man from Ahane, Pat O'Connor, in charge of the whistle. Croke Park looking in excellent condition, I must say. The Canal Inn is under reconstruction. The scoreboard down there on ground level, the Bank of Ireland scoreboard shows Naomh Fiosabagus, Rathnure, and the flags wave, the banners wave, the buntings wave. It's the black and amber, familiar with Kilkenny, worn by Rathnure of Wexford. The maroon and white, familiar with County Galway, worn by St. Joseph's Doora Barefield. St. Joseph's Doora Barefield, it's a parish which straddles Ennis town. Whatever side of Ennis you go at, you find St. Joseph's Doora Barefield parish going right around the town. There's some new, there's some old in the parish, and there's certainly great support here from the Clare side this afternoon. Likewise, the men from Wexford, they have been in this competition on 4 occasions. They have lost all 4, but today they're hoping to redeem the situation. St. Joseph's Doora Barefield, Shahan Cade Oroville, Shade and Shahi Park and Crokig. They're hoping to be the first time lucky here this afternoon, as the mascot there leading around the Rathnure team, and I'm sure he's a very happy mascot this afternoon. The Rathnure subs, well, they're Ted Morrissey, Donal O'Leary, Jimmy Houlihan, John Codd, PJ Walsh and Shane Bannon, Paul Bannon, Nigel Higgins and Robbie Codd. Their Rownori, or their management team, is Dan Quigley, Seamus Bannon, Aidan Summers, and their trainer is Brian Teague. The roar of the crowd certainly is anticipating a great game here this afternoon. An Furan o Lochgarman agus an Furan o Conte an Clár an Shahi Park and Crokig. I go nomad number go Megan Sahar Shul. As I said, the match official is Pat O'Connor from Limerick. Helping him out this afternoon will be Egon McStivna o Béla Huntlia and Pat Moore o Portlauriga. So 2 very experienced linesmen here. The Gaelic-speaking Egon McStivna ar an Taobh Shachtan Park agus Padrigo Moore ar an Taobh Eladan Park. Agus an Rathnure, Padrigo O'Connor I Lorna Parka. Referee Pat O'Connor about to start the All-Ireland Club Hurling Final of 1999 here in Park on Crokig, and it's Larkin Hassett first in possession for St. Joseph's Doora Barefield. A shot broken down, gets it in towards Noel Brody. Brody getting it inside nicely toward the corner forward. The corner forward is Andrew Whelan. Whelan with a shot dropping inside, it is gone out over the end line and wide. Inside the first 25 seconds, the first wide of the game. Jim Morrissey, and Puckabok. A long puck into the breeze, dropping on the opposite 70-metre line. Broken down there by Sean McMahon. Almost touched the ball on the ground, but getting the ball out towards the centre. Missed there by the centre half back, that's Joe Mooney. But in towards the Larkin Hassett, trying to find a player outside him, that's Noel Brody. Knocked off his stick and coming away with the ball, the midfielder there, Michael Redmond for Rathnure. Trying to work that ball to a colleague. Over on the opposite side of the field, it's Rathnure who build it from the back. Coming out of defence with it, and the ball is cleared out here by Larry Summers out to this side of the field. The referee has blown his whistle. A chop there on the wing forward. Paul Codd on a free to Rathnure. Opportunity for the number 12, Paul Codd. Did so well in the Leinster final, strikes it high and strikes it over the bar. First score of the game, Paul Codd, the number 12, opening his account for Rathnure. Christy O'Connor, that's not a long puck out by Christy, aided by the breeze. Tries to drop it up towards his brother Jamesy. Won there by the full forward, Kieran O'Neill. O'Neill, the big 6'4" built full forward, strikes it in right across the goal. Behind him by Jamesy O'Connor. Up comes the goalkeeper, Jim Morrissey. Nicely controlled by Jim and cleared out the field. Out it comes towards the centre back position. It goes only to the midfielder, who is Joe Constantine, the footballer come hurler from the County Clare, striking it in. The sides are level. A man who plays inter-county hurling and inter-county football with County Clare, that's Joe Considine. Jim Morrissey with the puck out, the sides level, the time gone, 2 minutes 35 seconds in the first half. That ball gone over the sideline. as Aegon Moxevna and Farlishan Tavelin on shot. As the sideline cut will be taken by David Hoey, brother of Ger. He won a underage medal with County Clare a couple of years ago. Drops inside there. Noel Brodie tried to get a stick on that one, but it's worked out field by Guiney of Rathnure. Jamesy O'Connor nipping in, the familiar style of Jamesy. Thought about striking it, strikes it now. This one has gone to the left and it's gone wide. 2 wides for Clare, no wides for Wexford. That means Rathnure and St. Joseph's. 3 minutes and 15 seconds gone. Ton of 4 co-score. Jim Morrissey, the busier of the 2 goalkeepers, that ball will drop towards Ollie Baker, the Garda, based in Ballinasloe, tries to get it towards Noel Brodie, shoves it nicely outside to Ollie Baker. He may have a damaged hand or a damaged finger, but he's certainly not showing it. This is Ollie Baker, a good ball across to Whelan. Whelan scored a great goal in the Munster final, strikes it in and sends it over the bar. Andrew Whelan, all done by the man in the middle of the field. Ollie Baker, the workhorse, supplying the ball to the corner forward, and he slotted it over the bar. Jim Morrissey waiting under that ball will be Joe Considine. Waking also there is Paul Codd. Comes off the stick. Jamesy O'Connor is in there. And Rod Guiney is in there as well. The ball transferred up to the side of the field. Racing in the position there is Martin Byrne. Martin Byrne tries to evade the challenge. Sends the ball in low towards the goals. Christy O'Connor here has it on the chest. Ball coming out with Christy O'Connor in the hand and clears it out to the opposite side of the field. Over there towards Noel Brodie. Brodie battling for it over there with Larry Summers. Brodie getting away with it. On the opposite side of the field, the Cusack stand side. The new Cusack stand. Noel Brodie, or Larkin Hassett is actually. Larkin dropping it inside. Out comes the cornerback. Well held by Guiney, the cornerback, and clears it up the field. That's Dave Guiney striking across towards the side of the field towards Martin Byrne. Martin Byrne getting in his colleague's way, but the referee is going to have a word with one of the Rathnure players. I think he pulled on the ball. Yes, he pulled on the hand before the ball came down, so a little bit of word of warning from Pat O'Connor, the experienced match official for Martin Byrne. Sean McMahon couldn't say it, Pucka Hogant. One of the 3 all-stars on the St. Joseph's team. The other one being Ollie Baker and Jamesy O'Connor. Sean O'Mahona. Listen, Puck Sarah Hogant. Long free by Sean Mack. Looks to be going over, but it's gone to the right and wide. Jim Morrissey with the puck out towards this corner field. Paul Codd got a stick on that one. Sean McMahon coming across, but the ball is won there by Martin Byrne, gone over the sideline off the stick of the Clare man. Sean McMahon, a line ball to Rathnure. Paul Codd with the sideline cut. Well struck sideline cut by Paul Codd into the hands of Christy O'Connor, the sun in the eyes, but Christy O'Connor safely holding it, getting it out towards the side of the field, coming out again too, being won on the side of the field by the Wexford men, and that's Mick O'Leary. Mick O'Leary looked to overcarry that one. The referee not impressed, but Jamesy O'Connor wins it for St. Joseph's. Clear the ball up to the centre. Out comes Kieran O'Neill, all of 6'3" of Kieran O'Neill, trying to get away from John Condren. And the heroic John Condren tries to dispossess him, but it's won there by Joe Considine. John Condren still battling with him, and the ball is sent out there. Likewise, Joe Mooney was in there. The ball dropped in towards the corner. St. Joseph's putting the pressure on Andrew Whelan, leaving it instead to Larkin Hassett. Hassett with a shot, and it's gone over the bar. Larkin Hassett, the team captain, striking it over the bar. Both the wing forward and corner forward now have got scores. That's a point apiece on the Doora Barefield team. 3 Colleen, Gwynedd, Colleen Owen and Shahi Park and Crokig. Seamus Omarisa and Puckamock. Batted on the opposite side of the field by David Hoey, but that one gone over the line, as it actually was number 5, Darrow Driscoll, who got a stick to it. switches a bit on over the place on the Rathnure side as the sideline cut comes in from Paul Codd. Didn't go where he intended. Back there is Ollie Baker taking the challenge of the inter-county man Paul Codd, dropping the ball in towards the centre. Guiney going across to that one. Brody picking it up. Or is it Hassett? It's Larkin Hassett. Larkin Hassett coming in field with the ball, being pursued by 3 Wexford men, being penalised for over-carrying. And if my memory serves me correctly, Larkin Hassett over-carried in the Munster final as well against Tuivara, and the same official was Pat O'Connor. Captain the Forna, Rathnure, Joe Mooney. Long ball in towards his full forward as Colin Byrne battling for the inside here. Flicked off the corner forward, Brendan O'Leary, and that ball has gone out. Expense of 45, is it? The umpire has raised his arm. It's... Or is he just going to out for a 65? Sorry, a 65. An injury to one of the Doora Barefield defenders. That looks like Ger Hoey, a man who won a Leinster medal with Portlaoise. Yes, Ger Hoey getting a pat on the shoulder there from his brother David as he goes back to guard the goal line. Louis Mulqueen rendering some medical attention to, and certainly a little bit of concern on the faces of the Naomh Joseph. That's certainly attention still being administered. Louis Mulqueen there came in and have a quick look at the cornerback, but now he's back in the action. That's Ger Hoey. The man is made of stern stuff, so an opportunity for the 65. Pucks Seska Kuig made the mark. De Nomad no more Cinemas and Kedla. As Paul Codd strikes the 65, it looks to be going over, and it's gone over. 2 points for Paul Codd, both from frees. 2 points for Rathnure, 3 points for Naomh Joseph. Colleen Awong in the Forna and Shaw, a Park and Crokig. Christy O'Connor getting plenty of length into the puck out. St. Joseph's playing with the aid of a good strong breeze in the first half. This is their team captain, Larkin Hassett. Battle hard going on for it still. Larkin Hassett has time enough to pick it up. Try to find a colleague outside. Drops it in towards the centre. The opportunity for James O'Connor. Loose. Still James O'Connor. Will he go for the goal? Strides the shot. A goal! Actually, it's not Jamesy. It's Andrew Whelan. Andrew Whelan, the scorer. Came right across from the pass by Larkin Hassett. Andrew Whelan, the James O'Connor lookalike from this distance, but it was Andrew Whelan who stuck it in the back of the net. He scored a goal against Tuivara in the Munster final, a goal against Rathnure in the All-Ireland semi-final, and he has scored a goal in the All-Ireland final here this afternoon. 1 goal and a point for Andrew Whelan. This is Rod Guiney. Right across the centre it goes. One in the field by Ollie Baker. Going back there is Joe Mooney. Trying to push the ball forward. Greg Baker is in there, on his knees in there. The trainee Garda is on his knees as the ball is won by Rathnure, and they win themselves the free. John Condren, the experienced fullback. Certainly that goal from Andrew Whelan, it's the tonic that St. Joseph's needed. Good ball by Joe Mooney. Right up towards the opposite side of the field. Racing into position is the wing forward, striking it in, but he sends it over the end line and wide. That came in from Austin Codd, a brother of Paul, and the twin brother of Paul, but that one going out over the end line and wide. Christy O'Connor. 2 players going up for that one, but winning it is Joe Mooney. Trying to push it forward. Comes across to this side of the field. Paul Codd trying to move it further. Still sent into the centre by Martin Byrne across towards the opposite side of the field. Where it's won over there by the corner forward, Mark Morrissey, but coming out of defence with it is Kennedy. Sending it up the field, up towards the cornerback and corner forward position. Challenges going in fair and square, said the referee, or the referee has blown his whistle. The Kieran O'Neill may be in possession, but the referee has called back the play, and Pat Moore, the linesman over on the opposite side of the field, that's the man from Port Lauriga, indicating the positioning of the free. Well struck free by Joe Mooney, the 26-year-old farmer, dropping it nicely inside. Coming through the centre there, Mick O'Leary. Transferring it in to the middle to Martin Byrne, pushed off the ball by Donald Cahill, the fullback. Scooped out the field somehow by Darrow O'Driscoll. Ruck of players in there. May eventually come for Rathnure. Throw their full forward. Colin Byrne out comes to the side of the field to Codd. That's Paul Codd. Finds a loose player outside. Austin Codd. Austin pushed to the ground. There is the referee waving play on, and Sean McMahon comes away with the ball. Good refereeing by O'Connor, Pat O'Connor, the match official. In nips the midfielder Joe Considine. Sends the ball along the opposite side of the field, gone over the sideline. Ollie Baker just picking up a slight injury, but he's back in the action. Well struck sideline cut by Stephen Summers. Very close to the line, gone over the sideline. Sideline cut taken by Mick O'Leary. Nicely picked up there by Codd. Passes back to Guiney. Codd calling for it on the opposite side of the field. Great block down by Doora Barefield. And the ball is driven in towards the centre. But the referee has penalised the defender for the high challenge. And a free in to Rathnure. Paul Codd with the free, scored 2 points already, both from frees that make it 3. With that score from Paul Codd, all of Rathnure's points have come from frees, and the number 3, Dave Joseph for 6, so there's 3 between them, and I make it 16 and a half minutes gone in the first half. Christy O'Connor. Long delivery, tries to get Noel Brodie, comes off Joe Mooney, won by Jamesy O'Connor. Jamesy with a shot, and this one has gone to the right and wide. That's a wide number 4 for St. Joseph's. Pat O'Connor waiting for the ball to come out in the middle of the field from the puck out by Jim Morrissey. Ollie Baker tried to bring it down. Certainly midfield dominance by St. Joseph's in the early stages. Nicely pulled there by Larkin Hassett in towards Kieran O'Neill. Breaking ball is won by Kieran O'Neill. Bearing down and goes. Getting inside John Condren, booting it in. Blocked by the goalkeeper. A great save by Jim Morrissey. An excellent save for a 65 by Jim Morrissey. Kieran O'Neill, he got the head down, he booted the ball in, but Jim Morrissey, as he did in the Leinster semi-final, got the stick to it, or got the boot to it, and deflected it out for a 65. Sean McMahon with the resultant 65. Sean strikes this one in, but it's to the right and wide. The shake of the head from Sean Mack tells you that that's the 5th wide for St. Joseph's. Jim Morrissey with the puck out as Rathnure make their presence felt here in Croke Park. Martin Byrne tried to shove it outside. Nipping in there is David Hoey. Hoey shot half blocked down. Tried to get a second attempt at. One on the side of the field by Rathnure. That's their centre half forward. Martin Byrne, good ball inside towards the full forward position. Battling winning it there is Colin Byrne, the full forward. Has difficulty in getting away from Donald Cahill, the full back. Won by Donald Cahill. Strikes it out towards this side of the field. James O'Connor under that one with Rod Guiney. Rod Guiney shovels it past into the centre of the field towards O'Leary. Guiney chasing after it on the ground in there. Pull on the ground first time. Comes across the other side of the field towards Greg Baker. But covering up there is Joe Mooney, the centre half back. He strikes it first time in towards the centre. Over towards the centre half forward position. A battle royal going on as it's won there by the corner forward. The corner forward is Brendan O'Leary. He strikes it in and he sends it over the bar. Brendan O'Leary, the man with the red helmet at top of the right. That's Brendan O'Leary getting his first point of the All-Ireland Club Final. 19-29 gone in the first half. Christy O'Connor's puck out. A replacement Hurley for James O'Connor as the ball breaks to Larkin Hassett. Larkin being swung around, but referee leaving play go on. Larkin striking it in, a quick reply. The second point for the team captain, Larkin Hassett. 19:54 gone in the first half. Remember, it's a 30-minute half, and certainly it's been nip and tuck. Shock Colleen, Gwyneth Kerr-Colleen and Shahi Park on Crokig. Naif Joseph Guntusig. Morrissey's puck out. Over on the opposite side of the field is Paul Codd. Blocked there by the cornerback Kenneth Kennedy. Along the ground on the opposite side of the field, Noel Brodie keeps it moving, but that ball may have crossed the line. It's gone over the sideline. Pat Moore, the linesman, indicating a line ball, and I think he's maybe going to throw it in because it was 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Throw in between Ollie Baker and Mick O'Leary. Clash the ball, breaks between them. Tries to get Paul Codd, but coming out of defence with it is the number 5, and he's Darragh O'Driscoll. Half hits that shot, may go to a Rathnure man, and they win it on the opposite side of the field. Looks like Guiney on this side of the field, coming out with the ball. A good darting run out of defence by the number 4, that's Dave Guiney. Dave Guiney hand passing it outside to Codd on the opposite side of the field. Back to Dave Guiney. Dave Guiney being battled over there by a combination of players. One of those is Joe Considine, the footballer come hurler from the county of Clare. Gets it up there to Kieran O'Neill. Yes, he's the full forward. Now out around the half forward line, drifts the ball in towards the corner. Coming to control it on this side of the field is Stephen Summers. That's the cornerback. Shovels it in field towards towards Joe Mooney. Joe Mooney has difficulty in lifting it, but the ball comes away to Whelan. Andrew Whelan tries to get away from Guiney, tries to get around the swing of stick, blocked down by Guiney. That was Dave Guiney, and the ball is won by Rathnure. They work in a hot trouble. This is good, honest to goodness hurling. The stuff that good teams are made of. Nipping in there is Greg Baker, nipping in is James O'Connor. He's hooked by the number 9, Mick O'Leary, and won by the Rathnoremen, and they win themselves the free. But certainly that was good covering by, I think, Paul Codd. Made his way back there to help out the defence and winning the free for his club. They say it's the story of the parish, it's the story of the players you were brought up with, but certainly it's the story of two great hurling teams here this afternoon on Clehabra Sport Dual Shaw as Joe Mooney with the free. Good ball inside toward the full forward, Colin Byrne. Byrne has it in the hand, tried to get away from the full back Cahill. The referee has blown his whistle. He penalises Colin Byrne for over-carrying. .22 years of age is Colin Byrne. He's a toolmaker by profession. This is Christy O'Connor. He's a 25-year-old and he's played at all levels for County Clare. Drops that ball up towards the centre. Nicely held there by Rod Guiney, one of the Guiney brothers in the defence. Over to the opposite side of the field. Noel Larkin Hassett. Larkin Hassett striking it in towards the goals. The umpire looks. The signal has gone to the left and wide. So as we approach the 23rd minute, it's wide number 6 for St. Joseph's Doora Barefield. Jim Morrissey hoping to be playing with the aid of the breeze in the second half. Pucks this one into the breeze. Brought down there in the middle by Martin Byrne. Didn't go where he intended. Mick O'Leary gets a stick to it. Over to the opposite side of the field. Loose player over there. Hand passed it in towards the centre, towards Paul Codd, or towards Austin Codd. Codd across towards the side of the field. Two Claremen coming for. And the ball breaks to Hey, Rathnure man, that's the midfielder, Mick O'Leary. I may have mixed him up a couple of moments ago, but it's Mick O this time. But he loses out there to Ollie Baker. Hand passed it outside. Pass may go astray. It's won there by Paul Codd. Paul Codd sending it in towards the goals. Out comes Christy O'Connor, the team captain, or the goalkeeper, and brother of Jamesy. Over there to the team captain, Larkin Hassett. Half hits that shot. May come towards Paul Codd. Players falling as they go for it. The referee is waiting for the ball to come out. It eventually comes out to Paul Codd on the opposite side of the field. He strikes it high and it's gone out over the end line and wide. Just the third wide of the first half to Rathnure. That one coming from Paul Codd. Christy O'Connor pucking it out toward this side of the field. Calling for on this side of the field was Noel Brodie. But winning the ball on this side of the field was the centre half back, Joe Mooney. Looked to be pushed to the ground. The referee thought so as well, and it's a free. Joe Mooney, the captain. Joe with the free, launching another attack in towards Donald Cahill. Comes off the hand of the full-back. Sean McMahon is back in there. He's been tripped, so it's a free out to St. Joseph's. A switch, I think, on the, Rod Guiney gone to centre half-back. Joe Mooney to left half-back, a row one of Rathnure. It looks like the two players that were marking one another, they have followed them as well. That means James is a centre half forward. Comes Kieran O'Neill for that one. Mooney with him. Mooney shovels it back inside to get support play from John Condren, the most experienced player, I'd say, on the field as that ball is driven over the sideline. Quick sideline cut taken by Ollie Baker. Back to Noel Brodie. Ollie Baker getting away from the challenge is pulled back by the centre back Joe Mooney, so it's a free to St. Joseph's. Opportunity for Jamesy to strike this one in and send it over the bar. Jamesy O'Connor, the scorer. And that's Jamesy's actually first point of the game. Little under 4 minutes to go to the half-time whistle. Joseph's 8 points to 4, double scores. Is 4 points enough against that stiffish breeze? That was Stephen Stommers battling for it there. Tries to work it out. There's a ruck of players in there, more familiar to Lansdowne Road than to Croke Park, as the ball comes out to the side of the field to Mick O'Leary. Mick O'Leary sending it in low. There's a player down first. St. Joseph, we continue with the action. It looks like Kieran O'Neill, or is it the team captain Larkin Hassett, and now gone down is Kenneth Kennedy. So there's two Joseph's players down injured at the moment. Kenneth back on his feet. Kenneth is 19 years of age. He won an All-Ireland minor medal in 97 as a student. Team captain Larkin Hassett back on his feet. Sean McMahon placing that ball as if it was put in Mount Juliet. It's not as a free here in Croke Park as Sean strikes it in towards the goals. It looks to be destined to be going over. It's gone over the bar. First point of the game for Sean McMahon. We had the first point for Jamesy a few moments ago, and now two of the three All-Stars have got a point. Jim Morrissey. Mick O'Leary under that one. Sean McMahon coming out to greet the ball on this side of the field. Sean McMahon, good control by Sean Mac. Strikes it in towards the goals. Tries to get his full forward in motion. Drives the ball there to the Larkin Hassett. That ball curling to the left and wide. 7 wides for St. Joseph's, 3 for Rathnure. The scoreboard readings: Nave Joseph, Ne Colleen, Rathnure, Cara Colleen. Agus tá fiheach nó mar sin nóma imethe san céadla. Jim Summers, or Jim Morrissey should I say. Brendan Summers is the cornerback. Ollie Baker trying to get a stick on that one. Shoveled out by Sean McMahon to the safety of the sideline. And the big man over there on the opposite side of the field, that's Dan Quigley. Patrolling the sideline. Sideline cut, struck nicely in towards the centre, into the hands of Sean McMahon. It came from one number 6 to the other, gives it straight back there to Noel Brodie. Brodie, a good ball inside towards Whelan. Out on this side of the field, it comes like Kieran O'Neill has difficulty in getting away from Guiney. Strikes it in and he sends it over the bar. Rod Guiney, or Dave Guiney, they try to block the path of Kieran O'Neill, but the man at full forward, he's got his name on the score sheet for his first point. Pat O'Connor checks the watch, 7 seconds into injury time, as the puck out comes from Jim Morrissey, out to this side of the field. Codd going up for it, but picking it up nicely on this side of the field is Hoey. David Hoey, first timing it in towards the goals. Can that be a point? It looks to be going very close to the end line. Dropped over the end line and wide. Pat O'Connor wanting the players outside the 20-metre line or the exclusion zone for the puck out to come from Jim Morrissey. And Rathnure fecund there another. Referee checking the watch again. Certainly we have played about half a minute of injury time. There was a little bit of injury to a few of the St. Joseph's players. That ball is driven into Noel Brodie into the corner. Covering that one there is Dave Guiney, the red-haired or fair-haired cornerback. Still Dave Guiney being hooshed off the wall. Gets it out there to John Condren. Hand pass it out to the middle of the field where it's cleared by Joe Mooney. Out it comes to the centre. Trying to get it in towards the full forward position, but coming out to here is Ger Hoey. Ger Hoey dropping the ball up to the opposite corner of the field. One over there and cleared off the fence, I think, by Larry Summers. Sean McMahon going back for St. Joseph's. Has a little bit of pressure, but the ball is driven up towards Noel Brodie. Flicks off the stick of Noel Brodie. May go back to get it. Still Noel Brodie has difficulty in lifting it. Tries to get away from Paul Codd. Still Noel Brodie strikes it in towards the goals. In towards Kieran O'Neill and John Condon. Breaks between them. The ball is sent out only to James E. O'Connor. James E. O'Connor bearing down on goals. Loose player outside. The shot is sent in and it's gone out over the end line and wide. The opportunity looked on there. James E. O'Connor and Andrew Whelan. They appreciate the passing movement as Pat O'Connor has called for the ball. It's half time here in the All-Ireland Club Championship final. It's 10 points for Naomh Joseph. It's 4 points for Rathnure. Is that lead enough for St. Joseph's? The next 30 minutes will tell. At half time here in Croke Park, St. Joseph's, Doora Barefield, Clare and Munster champions 10 points. Rathnure, Wexford and Leinster champions 4 points. Welcome back to the second half of the All-Ireland Club Final. Naomh Joseph, O'Cunte and Clár, De Colleen, Rathnure, O'Cunte Lochgarman, Cara Colleen, agus an Rathnure, Padraig O'Connor, O'Cunte Limini, O'Ahan from the County Limerick is Pat O'Connor, and the second half is underway. Joe Mooney trying to get a stick on that one. Racing in there is James E. O'Connor. James E. hoping to open the scoring, strikes it in, but it's gone to the left and wide. Well, James E. O'Connor struck a great point from that side in the All-Ireland final of 98, but that one gone out over the end line and wide. One on this side of the field by Sean McMahon. Sean Mack tried to hand pass it out to Joe Considine. First time pull by Joe Considine. Whelan waiting for it inside. Guiney's with him. Whelan has it in the hand. Tries to get away from the would-be challenges. Andrew Whelan, loose player outside him. Back there is Dave Guiney. Dave Guiney sidesteps the challenge. Outside him is his brother Rod. And the ball is sent into the centre. One on the side of the field by Joe Considine. Footballer come hurler. Driving it over towards Greg Baker, the Garda. Baker, brother of Ollie, being hooshed off the ball and worked out the field. Joe Mooney is out there for Rathnure out to the middle of the field it goes. Pull first time up towards Paul Codd. Paul Codd moving forward on the side of the field. A loose players, Mick O'Leary. Mick O'Leary loose on the side of the field. Ollie Baker coming towards him. Still Mick O'Leary. The fair-haired Mick O'Leary strikes the ball in towards the centre. Batted out by the Doora Barefield defence. Baker getting a stick to it. Back picking up the pieces for Rathnure is their number 10, who is Austin Codd, striking it in, and he sends it over the bar. First point of the second half. 1 minute and 33 seconds gone. Austin Codd the scorer. Twin brother of Paul. One is wearing 10, one is wearing 12, and we see that Dara O'Driscoll has gone down injured. Dara O'Driscoll, 19 years of age, and like Kenneth Kennedy, he was on the All-Ireland winning team. That's the minor team of 97 for County Clare. Dara O'Driscoll or Ashton Cleha back in the game. We wait for Jamesy O'Connor or Christy O'Connor to puck it out. Jamesy, I'm sure, is waiting as well. Christy over towards the aforementioned Jamesy side. Pull in the air. Rod Guiney or Dave Guiney got a stick in it. Very, very close to the sideline. Kept in play as Rathnure come forward through the centre. Opportunity for the number 23. The number 23 on the Rathnure team is Nigel Higgins. Send it in low towards the corner forward position. Struck in and struck to the left and wide. Yes, Nigel Higgins in the game for Rathnure, wearing number 23 early in the second half. 3.5 minutes gone. As the puck out comes from Christy O'Connor. Baker getting a stick to it. Across it goes to Jamesy O'Connor. Nice pick up by Jamesy O'Connor. Turns it across towards the side of the field. Towards the corner forward. Greg Baker took a little bit of time to get that one. But the ball coming off the stick of Greg Baker. Pulled in the air by Larkin Hassett, the captain. Back there is Joe Mooney, the cornerback, or the centre half back. Andrew Wheeling is coming in. But coming away with it is Joe Mooney, keeping it on the ground. Getting it out there. Over there is Noel Brodie. Brodie trying to get away from the challenge. Loose player inside him. Still Noel Brodie with the head down. Going into a couple of challenges. A referee has given him a free. Rod Guiney looking a bit disgusted to have given away that free, but the referee, Pat O'Connor, indicating that the free is to St. Joseph's Doora Barefield. Nave Yusuf. Shot. Jamesy O'Connor scored a point in the first half, and now he has scored a one in the second. 4 minutes gone. The second point from Jamesy O'Connor. Gá pointe le Ser Pucana le Seamus O'Connor. Shot Jim Morrissey with the puck out. Baker trying to get a stick on it. Joe Considine in there. Eventually comes out to Ollie Baker. A little bit of scrappy play. Rathnure tried to control it from the back, but coming out and picking it up, or from the forwards, picking it up there is the wing back, David Hoey, being hooshed off the ball, nicely controlled by Dara O'Driscoll. Good ball inside towards the full forward, towards Kieran O'Neill. John Condren with him, sidesteps the challenge, gets it out here to the side of the field to Stephen Summers. Stephen Summers first time into the centre, where it's won there by Mark O'Leary, or Mick O'Leary. Mick O'Leary, good control by Mick, missed the Leinster final because of injury, strikes that ball. Only Sean McMahon is waiting for it inside. It comes down inside. Sean McMahon still trying to work it out. Rathnure trying to get that ball in, but Donald Cahill to the rescue for St. Joseph's and Doora Barefield. Won by, it looks like Jamesy O'Connor. Yes, 10 back in the wing back position, but he loses possession. Sean McMahon trying to work it out. There's certainly hardy stuff going on in there. This is Donald Cahill on Farrell or Cole. Donald Cahill, a mock Goody, Kieran O'Neill, Augustin Farrella, John Condren, nicely controlled by Kieran O'Neill, held by John Condren, free to St. Joseph's. John Condren there shakes the head. Well, he has experience, but I'm sure John will be disappointed because Jamesy, it's an opportunity for him to score his third point. 11-5, that's the scoreboard. It's 5:15 or 5:47 gone in the second half. Jamesy O'Connor on Muntor Scolia, agus sin Colleen Ella to Jamesy. Pat Moore, the man from Waterford, sprinting down along the line here beneath us. He's the linesman on this side of the field as we watch Jim Morrissey take the puck out. Dropping on the opposite 45-metre line. Up goes the hand of Joe, midfielder Joe Considine, the hurler come footballer, into Kieran O'Neill. They're all big men. This man is 6'4". Outside to the team captain, Larkin Hassett. Hassett with a shot and it's gone over the bar. Third point for the captain, 3 for Larkin Hassett. That all started with a clearance by Joe Considine to Kieran O'Neill, and the rest is history because Larkin Hassett struck it over the bar. Jim Morrissey with the puck out. Certainly Rathnure finding it difficult to get through the St. Joseph's defence. Joe Considine, nicely controlled by Sean McMahon, took that challenge. They engineered that score well as the ball is driven up the field there towards Noel Brodie, the captain, and a point. Larkin Hassett, I should say. Larkin Hassett. My apologies, Larkin. The team captain, Larkin Hassett. That's your 4th point of the game. Mixing you up with your number 11. What a mistake to make. But this is Jim Morrissey from Rathnure with the puck out. Rathnure may not have had the easy passes they thought, as St. Joseph certainly going into this game as the red hot favourites. Sends it out over along the sideline on the opposite side of the field, and certainly Rathnure will be under severe pressure as this line ball is coming in. Dan Quigley having a quick word with his midfielder Michael Redmond from the sideline. Sideline cut coming in from the other midfielder, Ollie Baker. Goes right in towards Larkin Hassett, chips it nicely inside, but it's well read inside by the cornerback Stephen Summers. Boots the ball out. They play a little bit of football down Wexford way as well, and that ball gone over the sideline. This is Ollie Baker. In towards the corner, towards brother Greg. Has difficulty in lifting it. Close to the end line. Worked out there to Rod Guiney. Joe Mooney tried to get a challenge on it. Coming in there is Dave Guiney. And the burly Bill cornerback tries to clear that ball. Blocked by Ollie Baker. In lifts Noel Brodie. Comes across the centre. The ball ricochets eventually to Noel Brodie on the ground. But the ball is won by Rathnure, sending it up towards the centre. Controlled and nicely controlled by Darragh O'Driscoll. Goes back to lose it. Ripping in there is Mick O'Leary. Nicely controlled by Brendan O'Leary. Sent across towards the side of the field, towards the full forward position. Paul Codd is coming across to grab it on the side of the field. Still Paul Codd tries to get away from his challenges as Paul Codd turns inside, strikes it and hands it over the bar. Well struck by Paul Codd. The 4th point for the ace sharpshooter, Paul Codd. Replacement hurley for Rod Guiney as Christy O'Connor with the puck out. James E. O'Connor and Rod Guiney over underneath that one. Joe Mooney pulls on it first time, didn't go where he intended. Michael Redmond got a stick to it. In towards the centre, comes across with Sean McMahon. Sean McMahon, a loose man inside. That ball went up inside towards Whelan. Didn't won there by Guiney. A great control by Guiney. Good control. Passed it outside to John Conran. And Conran up towards the side of the field. Coming very, very close to the sideline. Out comes the full forward, Colin Byrne. Controlled by the corner forward, actually, Brendan O'Leary. O'Leary in towards the centre. Racing over there is Donald Cahill. Trying to get away from Martin Byrne. Strikes the ball over the sideline. Sideline cut, well struck inside. Christy O'Connor watches it, it's gone out over the end line and wide, and that's just the 5th wide for Rathnure. They had 3 in the first, now they have 2 in the second. Christy O'Connor's puck out towards the centre of the field. Michael Redmond and Baker going up for it, won there by Noel Brodie. In toward the full forward, Kieran O'Neill being pushed off the ball somehow by John Condren, leaving it outside to Greg Baker. O'Neill is in there, drifts the ball across toward this side of the field. Hassett racing for it. The midfielder is Mick O'Leary with him. Still Mick O'Leary and Hassett, the captain for Doora Barefield, tries to swing it inside. In there is the cornerback, tries to keep the ball in play. Well done by the cornerback. A good clearance and gets the ball out the field. That was Dave Guiney out to the opposite corner of the field. Racing over there is Sean McMahon. Racing over with him, I think it's Colin Byrne on the opposite side of the field. Sean McMahon penalised for pushing, and it's a free to Rathnure, but that was a very good passage of play by the number 4 for Rathnure, Dave Guiney. He kept them all in play. Substitution on the Doora Barefield team. Colin Mullen coming in the Doora Barefield team, and is also, as that ball is struck inside and sent over the bar by Paul Codd. The 5th point for Paul Codd. Colin Mullen definitely in the game for Greg Baker. There's also a Rathnure substitution, I'll tell you in a moment. We continue with the action. This is James O'Connor on Moontor Scolia in Acalishan Lena. Horan Lena agus Puxair the Rathnure. Sideline cut, driven into the centre. Flicked out there by Darragh O'Driscoll. Back to the corner. Hoey is going back. Cahill is going back. The full forward is also there as Colin Byrne. Very, very close to the sideline. Kept in play by Rathnure. Looked to be a little bit of jersey pulling. The referee thought so as well. And a free to Martin Byrne there. Had his jersey pulled as he worked his way inside. So Sean McMahon, well, he has conceded a free to Paul Codd. Paul Codd as the crowd starts their chorus of Rathnure. Like a shot, Paul Codd leis an stair puck, driven in low. Stalemate for a moment, cleared up by Donald Cahill. Over towards the opposite side of the field. Noel Brodie hoping to keep the ball in play, but it's gone over the sideline. The linesman over on the opposite side of the field, Egon Moxivna or Béla Hatlia. The pressure being kept on the St. Joseph's Doora Barefield defence as this sideline cut comes in from Joe Mooney. Good ball into the centre. Looks like the full forward over Byrne. Yes, Byrne trying to get a stick on that one, but picking it up on this side of the field is the cornerback Kenneth Kennedy, the minor star of 97. Strikes that ball very, very close to the sideline. Came off the stick of the Clareman, I think, but the linesman is Pat Moore, and he awards the free to Rathnure. Came off the stick, I think, of Noel Brodie, but or off of Larkin Hassett, the linesman, consulting. He's with the referee, and I think the referee has decided, well, we'll throw it in. Sideline cut taken quickly into the hands of Paul Codd. Under a little bit of pressure, striking that ball in toward the goals. Christy O'Connor inside, has it safely in the hand. Still Christy O'Connor has difficulty in clearing it, getting it out to the middle of the field to Ollie Baker. Pulls on it first time. Support play there from his all-star wing forward James O'Connor. Good ball inside. Racing back there is Dave Guiney. Racing back also is John Condren. He doesn't show his ears. Blocked down there by the number 12, who is Larkin Hassett, and the referee is going to throw that one in. Well, Pat Moore is a Waterford man, and I suppose Waterford and Clare, they had their battle in 19 and 98. The sideline ball is being thrown in by a Limerick man, that's Pat O'Connor. One on this side of the field by John Condren. That ball struck over the sideline. Sideline cut to be taken by Ollie Baker. Good ball inside to the new man on the field. The new man on the field is Colin Mullen. He strikes it in toward the full forward, where it's won by Guiney. and Dave Guiney out to this side of the field, or up to the opposite side of the field. Over there is Ger Hoey, has difficulty in clearing it. Rathnure going forward through Codd. Austin Codd loses out possession there. Kenneth Kennedy staying with him, flicked outfield, good defending again. The ball comes out to O'Leary, but coming through the middle is Ollie Baker. The head down, the ball driven there to Nigel Higgins for Rathnure. That ball goes astray to Joe Considine. Joe steadies himself, strikes the ball inside. The referee keeping an eye on proceedings as the two players got entangled in one another. Out it comes to Noel Brodie, strikes it low to Larkin Hassett. Larkin Hassett took his eye off the ball. Guiney with him, Dave Guiney. Good control by Dave Guiney, knocked that ball over the sideline. But certainly Joe Considine clashed there with one of the Rathnure players, and Joe has gone down injured. Plays senior football with Clare as well. The sideline cut on this side of the field will be taken by Ollie Baker. Joe Considine. He's 23 years of age, he's an all-round athlete, and he's a law student by profession. Sideline cut to be taken by Ollie Baker. 17:45 gone in the second half. Ollie strikes this one in, and they talk about the proverbial gate, but the gates in Ballinasloe must be very wide, Ollie, because that ball went very wide indeed. He's a Garda based in Ballinasloe. And Puckamacarish, Rathnure, Jim Morrissey with the puck out on the left hand side here in Croke Park as Baker goes down for that one. And the referee has raised his flag. The referee, Pat Moore, raised his flag on this side of the field. I think the referee hasn't spotted him, but away with the ball comes St. Joseph's Doora Barefield. The referee has now spotted, has he spotted the linesman? And the referee is calling back the play. The referee is penalising, I think, Ollie Baker for throwing up the ball and catching it. This looks to be my verdict from this decision. Yes, the indication was that he threw the ball up. Or is it a line ball? A line ball it is. This is Paul Codd, scored 6 points already, or 5 points already. Badly struck sideline cut, may come his way again. Still Paul Codd. Struck inside and gone out over the end line and wide. The third wide of the second half for Rathnure. Pat Moore, well, he held up the flag in sufficient time to spot the referee and get the referee's attention. Substitution on the Rathnure team. Looks like Brendan O'Leary is going off the Rathnure team. Just see who is coming on the Rathnure team. It looks like the number 18, Jimmy Houlihan, in the game for Rathnure. Yes, the experienced Jimmy Houlihan has come in at full forward on the Rathnure team, replacing Brendan O'Leary. Puck out by Christy O'Connor. Jimmy has seen many a battle for the Wexford men, and I'm sure for Rathnure as well. That's good control by Sean Mack. Sean McMahon coming out of defence, getting it past Pat O'Connor, shoveling the ball out to Ollie Baker. Ollie Baker walking into the challenges. Loose man outside him, still Ollie Baker, working his way through. Still Ollie Baker, striking it in, but that one gone up very close to the end line and got over the end line and wide. All the good work, but at the end product, well, it's the second wide of the second half for Nate Joseph. Jim Morrissey with the puck out. Sean McMahon underneath that one. Nicely controlled by David Hoey, brother of Ger, the cornerback. This is David Hoey, tries to get it there towards Noel Brodie. Jimmy Coogan, or Jim Mooney trying to pull on that one. One there by Andrew Whelan. Whelan trying the shot from way out the field, but this one has gone to the right and wide. $11 wides for St. Joseph's. 6 wides for Rathnure, and we have played 21 minutes of the second half. Ollie Baker down to the corner to the new man on the field, that's Colin Mullen. Good ball inside towards Larkin Hassett, the team captain, strikes it over his shoulder. Can it be good? Yes, it is. Point number 5 for Larkin Hassett. They have all come from play, and he's certainly playing a captain's part. Jim Morrissey. Rathnure desperately needing a goal, I suppose. Coming out there is the number 7, that's David Hoey, and he has won himself the free. Sean McMahona, Conan Fair Pucka Hogans. Biognach, Shaq Domedra Marco, cool fein. Ishtaki Gwenevon Colella. Nicely controlled by Colm O'Neill. Or Kieran O'Neill gets it outside to a loose player. Brody is out there, Jamesy is out there. They mix it up between them, but Brody has it, transfers it across to the centre. Andrew Whelan, but well read inside by the defender, and that looks like Larry Summers out towards the side of the field. Held there nicely on this side of the field by the centre half forward, Martin Byrne, racing away, tried maybe thinking about going for the goal, but back there is Baker to Sean McMahon, and between them they controlled it well, getting it out there to Kenneth Kennedy, minor star of 97. This is Kenneth Kennedy being put under a little bit of pressure by Paul Codd, still by Colin Byrne, flicks it out this side of the field, very very close to the sideline, gone over the line. It was actually Brendan O'Leary who was keeping Kenneth Kennedy under severe pressure. Joe Mooney is playing very well for Rathnure at centre half back with that sideline cut. Donald Cahill got a stick on that one. Sean McMahon nipping in there. Certainly Rathnure pushing the pressure on. This is Martin Byrne. Martin Byrne with a shot in towards the full forward position. In towards Jimmy Holohan. Holohan with a shot, but flicked out at the expense of a 65. Jimmy Holohan, well, he can cause some problems in around the Doora Barefield goals, but that one being swung out at the expense of a 65. Paul Codd with the resultant 65, scored 5 points to date. Can he make it number 6? Yes, he can. 3 from frees in the first half, 1 from play and 2 from frees in the second half. That's Paul Codd's total of 6 points. Rathnure have 8, Doora Barefield have 15. Shane Omid focus on Clehe's shot. Clehe's club on a Sheenshire. Imont as Noel Brody. Paul Codd coming back, helping out the defence, just as he did with Portlee, slipping on that one, leaving it there to David Hoey. Paul Codd has gone down injured. He seemed to fall rather awkwardly as that ball is won by Andrew Whelan inside. A loose player inside is looks like the new man on the field, but the ball breaks out to the side of the field to the corner forward. Whelan with a shot, and it's gone over the bar. Andrew Whelan the scorer. A goal and 2 points for Andrew Whelan, and Paul Codd is down injured. He seemed to come over rather awkwardly on his knee, and I do hope that Paul is okay, because he's a young rising star from the county of Wexford on the senior panel at the moment, and so influential in Rathnure's progress to today's final. A great game in the Leinster final and the Leinster semi-final. At 22 years of age, he's a farmer by profession. Paul Codd back in the action. Jim Morrissey preparing for the puck out from the Hill 16 into the ground here in Park and Croquig. That's Seamus O'Connor, Jamesy O'Connor over there with Guiney. They're 2 inter-county stars. As the ball driven across the centre, nice control, well controlled inside by the centre half forward. Martin Byrne, loose man inside. Donald Cahill comes out, reads the situation well. Maybe he's a successor to Brian Lohan, but who knows, this for another day. As the ball is won there by the wing half-back David Hoey. Hoey coming up the field with the ball, tries his look at scoring a point, drops it inside towards Whelan. The ball breaks between them, won there by Jim Morrissey, the goalkeeper, leaves the ball behind him, has difficulty in clearing it, but eventually gets it out to the opposite 45 on the 50-metre line. Breaks inside, out comes the cornerback Ger Hoey, the man who won a medal with Laois way back a couple of years ago. Over on the opposite side of the field is Mick O'Leary. Mick O'Leary strikes it in low towards the full forward position, where it comes off the stick of Darrow Driscoll. That ball gone out for the expense of a 65. Björk knock fi has shock no with him and son Dorala. 27 minutes gone, about 3 to go as Paul Codd with the resultant 65. This one is gone to the left and wide, and that could be a very crucial, as Dan Quigley says, keep them low, and I'm sure Dan should know, he's been out there before. Substitution on the Doora Barefield team, and it looks like the number 19 it is. It's Fergus O'Sullivan, the man who played in the Munster final when Greg Baker was injured. Well, Fergus has been brought onto the game here this afternoon at top of the right. The man to go off is Joe Considine. We continue with the action. That ball is driven inside there by Paul Codd. Back towards the centre. An opportunity for a goal, but that ball excellently saved by goalkeeper Christy O'Connor out over the end line and wide. Christy O'Connor, well, he threw himself down at the in rushing forward, and the ball went out over the end line and wide. Christy injured in the game, I think against Rathnure, and now about to receive attention. "25-year-old Christy." The crowd certainly looking forward to the presentation and looking forward to Larkin Hassett going up the steps. The centre, we're in the 29th minute of the game as the ball is driven inside by Jamesy O'Connor and driven over the bar. Jamesy O'Connor, the scorer, the icing on the cake for his first point from play. 4 points for Jamesy O'Connor. Over to the opposite side of the field. Certainly a commanding lead, 8 points for Rathnure, 17 points for St. Joseph's Doora Barefield. Sideline cut taken, picked up again by the wing half-back. That's David Hoey. 30 minutes gone here in the All-Ireland Club final. That ball very, very close to the sideline, gone over the sideline. Aegon McStiven indicating a line ball to St. Joseph's Doora Barefield. Sideline cut to be taken by Ollie Baker. Well, he has all the time in the world because we're 36 seconds into injury time. Ollie strikes this one in towards the goals. O'Sullivan trying to get a stick on it, pulled inside a goal! A goal by Larkin Hassett. The breaking ball came out to Larkin Hassett, and I'm sure the captain must be delighted, excited and what have you to have scored a goal in a club final. This is Jamesy O'Connor on this side of the field, battling for it. That ball on the ground, the referee is racing in, he's going to throw it in. Thrown in by the match official, Ollie Baker. Still Ollie Baker out to Noel Brodie. Brodie, a long ball inside towards the full forward position. In there is Kieran O'Neill. Kieran O'Neill and John Condren. Condren scooping it out the field, out towards the centre, towards Noel Brodie. Brodie striking it in towards the goals. O'Neill rising up for it with Condren, and the cornerback is Stephen Summers. Back it goes to the new man on the field. The new man on the field is Colin Mullen. Mullen with a shot, and this one is gone out over the end line and wide. Well, Colin, you could have made a bit of history, but I'm afraid that one gone to the right and wide. Coming towards this side of the field, 2 goals and 14 points. It's all over, and so St. Joseph's Doora Barefield, the 4th team from the county of Clare to appear in an All-Ireland Club final, The Bridge in 96, Wolf Tones in 97, St. Joseph's in 99, victorious here. Final score from Park and Crokig, 8 points for Rathnure, 2 goals and 14 points for St. Joseph's Doora Barefield, or 20 points to 8. And so the celebrations have started down around the Rosslevin and down around the parish of Doora Barefield. So the All-Ireland club champions of 19 and 98 and 19 and 99 are Doora Barefield, 2-14 for St. Joseph's Doora Barefield, 8 points for Rathnure.
stuff again. Thank you. Best of luck to you.
Team manager Mick Doherty, a historic occasion from a Clare point of view, the fourth team from the county to contest the club final.
Yeah, and I think this has been brewing for a number of years, but our problem was to get out of Clare, and I think we expressed ourselves once we got out of Clare, and I'm delighted for everybody in the panel, right down to number 28. It's been a fantastic performance, it's been a great year, and I'm delighted for everybody that we brought back to Tommy Moore.
Mick, I suppose winning a club title brings fellas together. They've been together since they were at the age of maybe 10, 11 and 12. And is that true of St. George's Doora Barefield?
Absolutely. And that's what it means to the boys in county, you know. They get far more satisfaction out of today than winning for the county. And that was a great achievement, 95, 97. Which, winning with your own lads that you fought with in the street and you played with under 10, 12, 14, right up along. And to see us top of the tree, all Ireland champions, I can't believe it, but you know, it'll sink in over the week. I'd love to see the video now because I was so engrossed in the match, but there was some performance in the second half.
Interestingly enough, Mick, coming into this dressing room, did you know that a previous Munster team, Borrisalee, won a club title from the same dressing room? Is it unique that Munster have to have one dressing room in Croke Park?
Well, I wouldn't mind coming in here every year if we won the All-Ireland final, if we won it. You know, it doesn't matter about any dressing room, but I think you must have the players, you must have the personnel, and the men here. We had a genius in Louis because Louis turned it around. You know, we've been knocking on the door for so long, but this is a unique man. You know, we formed a special relationship, myself and Louis, over the year, and he might ring me 4 times a night, I might ring him back, you know, and we give out to each other, and you know, but on the day we got it right, and it's down to Louis, a fantastic man, a man I'm delighted that came to St. George's Doora Barefield, because there's nothing in this world that man doesn't deserve, and he's an All-Ireland champion tonight. I'm delighted for it.
Thank you, Michael. Mention of Louis, he's knocking at the door, he's beside the door, he brought Doora Barefield across the threshold. You were here with both tones, but today I suppose it's great to bring another Clare team to Croke Park.
Well, we were here with the minors in '97 and we came back and won an All-Ireland then. Michael has given me great praise. I'm panicking when he's praising me. I don't like. But if you look at it, I've worked with many men. I've worked with Kevin Kennedy, who was another fabulous manager. But Michael Clossy and myself, God, we clicked like mad. For the last year and 8 months together, it's been a fabulous situation. We've worked with Fergie and Tommy there, and we've been a great team together all year.
Doora Barefield, you had a tough campaign in your own county starting on. I mean, you've nearly fell at the second hurdle. You had a tough Munster campaign. Where and when did you feel that you had the winning of an All-Ireland?
When you look at our matches, we played 8 matches and won 8 matches, and to come out of Clare is a phenomenal task. Now, beating the Bridge in the first round, fabulous display. Beating Whitegate when we struggled big time, they were about to put us out. Then a tough game against Wolf Tones, previous county champions, and then a final against Kilmaley where we struggled. So to get out of that county was a real psychological barrier for us to break down. But I think when I saw the display down in Waterford against Mount Sion, I knew we had talent and I knew we could produce it. So when you look then against Toomey Barrow when we became Munster champions, like we had broken all that psychological barrier and the confidence was there, and we knew we were champions from then on. If you look at the 2 games, we played Rathnure, previous All-Ireland champions, and then Rathnure. Like the calibre and quality of that team is incredible. And it was only a matter of gelling it together.
Mention of Rathnure, I'm sure you must feel a little bit sorrowful because today was their 4th occasion in a club title. You've come here on the 1st occasion. The nerves must have been tingling before the game.
But if you put it in context, like you're talking there about we all trained. We trained for a year and 3 months and so did they. So like, you know, you wouldn't just stand to one side and let Rathnure off because they'd lost before. So to put it all in context, it was going to be 2 teams very committed to win that match, and you know, first time, second time, it doesn't matter. Winning it was the big thing.
Louis, you're now moving into the millennium. New millennium, new team. Are you going to stay with Doora Barefield, or are you going to move on in the County Clare? And maybe you might move across the old borders.
I don't know. I'm very happy where I am now. We're very.
A 7-year contract with me.
Myself and Michael signed a blood pact there a few years ago. I presume he's going to keep me going or whatever. No, it's a fabulous club, a fabulous setup, and you know the bond I've built up there with the players is incredible. So overall, like, you know, you stay where you're happy.
So a few dollars more, a few euros more. Louis Mulqueen, Doora Barefield for another
Are they
year.
paying me for this? I didn't know that. That's great.
Joe Constantine, Joe, I described you as being an all-round athlete and a footballer from the hurler. But Joe, at half-time, 10 points to 4, having played very well. Did you feel that this game was won at that stage?
You know, a game's never won at half-time, especially in All-Ireland final. You know, we knew Rathnure were going to come out and throw everything at us. And luckily enough, for the first 10-15 minutes, second half, we weathered the storm. Drove whatever ball they they drove down at us back into their faces, and I think that was the foundation really, like, you know. But we have been in that position before against in prior rounds against Wood Jones, playing into the elements in the second half, and the character of this team is unbelievable. I think that really is the foundation on which this year has been laid.
Joe, winning midfield is vital in any game, and you won midfield from the early on in the game. I'm sure yourself and Ollie had a plan, had you, or did it seem to work out that way for you?
Well, I don't think myself or Ollie ever sit down and work out a plan. It's just we just work hard for each other and watch the breaks behind the half-back lines, and you know, we really had a plan now, don't we? We might just start working on that next year.
Joe, you're also known as a footballer. Do you find it difficult to be a dual star within a county like Clare at the moment?
Well, it's hard. I've been asked that question several times, and I can never really honestly answer it. You know, playing football and hurling, I'm delighted to be able to. You know, many people can't or are divided between two. Like, you know, I'm just looking to that people are willing to compromise. My club in Clare, the football. You know, we had a good year last year, and unfortunately, it didn't go well for us. And, you know, it's I can't really quantify what hurling and football means.
Joe Constantine, thank you very much indeed.
All right, Tony.
And celebrations begin. Team captain Larkin Hassett. I suppose the one thing in your mind coming up towards the end of that game was that victory speech, but you had scored 1-5. That goal, can you describe it to us?
Well, like, as Kieran had done all day, he broke Clare's goal. Like, all the forward line, he'd either cut it or broke it down. And any of the breaking ball we were trying to pick up and score. That's the way we've been working it all year. And once again, he came good, broke a lovely ball down, and to be honest, I just pulled it out. You know, it was a bit of luck really that it went to more than this.
Larkin, captains, they're leaders of the field, they're leaders in the dressing room, they're leaders and so on. I'm sure at half time you were quietly confident because that lead was 10 points to 4.
Well, not really, to be perfectly honest, you know, because we had a lot of wides in the first half. I think we had 9 wides, you know, which is a lot. And, you know, we hadn't played to our potential as much, you know, so they were always capable of getting goals. Like, they'd won all their games by 6, 7, 8 points. They're a great team, you know, and we knew the first few minutes after half-time were crucial, and luckily enough we got 3 or 4 points, and that kind of got us on our way, you know.
Larkin, moving up the field a bit further, you had a man up at top of the left, and in your left at the moment, that's Andrew. I'm sure supply of ball was crucial to that corner forward position.
Yeah, Andrew's been outstanding all year, you know. When we needed goals at crucial stages, he's got them, you know, and in the county final, you know, in the first couple of rounds against Whitegate, we got 2 great goals against a brilliant goal, and, you know, he's a good coach or a national follower like myself, like to convert him back, you know. This man knows where the posts are. For himself and Jane have kind of showed the likes of myself and Kieran, you know, what forward play is all about, and, you know, all the rest of us on the panel. And we all agree to the likes of Andy and Jane, you know, that they brought us up along and, you know, showed us the ropes really, you know, this year.
Larkin Hassett, team captain, now I'm joined by Andrew Whelan. Actually, in my commentary, I mixed you up with Jamesy, so you are a lookalike on the field from lucky Jamesy. But Andrew, the goal, I suppose you're a happy scoring goal. Remember in the Munster final, you got a great goal against Tony Barra. But today's goal, well, it came in the first half. Can you tell us about that goal?
Well, before the match, when you walked out onto the pitch, I mean, from a forward's point of view, you know, you just basically, you had everything. All you needed was for things to go right for the day. The pitch was like perfect, immaculate condition. You know, and I think once we got up and running early in the match, our forwards gelled very well today. I think that their cornerback and wingback, there seemed to be a bit of confusion, and I mean the ball just came up perfectly. I know the goalie got a touch that put Farsham clean up and went over, and I think it was at a crucial enough stage in the match because up to that point it was kind of tit for tat, but I think that this Barefield we settled down a bit after that, and I mean then Larkin and company, Jamesy, I thought settled, and the confidence was there to go on and basically to win it out.
Andrew, having 3 All-Stars on the team, I'm sure it gives the players an extra relief. And there's other players there in the team who are equally as good, if not better maybe than those 3 All-Stars. So would you like to single out anybody, that player that to you shone out over the year?
Well, for me, 2 people really that I think given as much, if not more inspiration to the team this year were Joey and Kieran Neal. You know, they're 2 guys, they're knocking around a long time. You know, you've the likes of myself, I mean, you know, when I started playing, let's say intermediate and senior, Kieran Neal was an established player, and like it is great to play alongside him and to see Kieran Neal really, if you ask me, peaking at this stage, you know, because it's really coming together from the confidence is there. Joe Hoy, he's playing great stuff, and you know, things like that, along with the likes of obviously Sean McGann, James and Ollie, I mean, who are leaders every day we go out, and especially leaders on days when the chips are down. I mean, that's when, you know, that's when you need men on the team. You know, day after day, these guys show it. You know, it's nothing new to them, you know. So O'Neill and Hoy, the two of us there, just obviously, I think would be the two people that I would say.
Andrew Whelan, on those great words, we thank you very much indeed. The best of luck to you. All right. And may your stay in Doora Barefield be a long one.
Thanks very much.
And the next 10 minutes.
Sean McMahon, great victory achieved, I suppose, under difficult circumstances because you had come through a rather difficult campaign today. And I'm sure Doora Barefield, as a parish, must be rejoicing this evening.
Absolutely, like, you know, we came through the hard way, like, you know, we had no sign. We're one of the favourites actually to win the All-Ireland, and then we had two in Ireland who were traditionally very strong. And United, again, very strong, like, you know, and Rathnure have a great tradition as well, so it probably makes the victory all the more sweeter now that, you know, we achieved it.
Injuries during the week to a few players, niggling injuries maybe, but nonetheless, everybody turned out today and everybody put the shoulder to the wheel. Do you find that playing for your parish is more important or maybe equally as important than playing with your county?
Oh, it absolutely is. I mean, like, you know, we're playing with Doora Barefield since we were 9, you know what I mean, and we've grown up with all these lads, and that's when such a great feeling about it, like, that we actually did win it today with all the lads that we've grown up with. Like, we had opportunities, as you say, but nobody was going to miss it today, you know. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity, like we felt it just had to be taken today, and we were very determined to win it.
Sean, just diverting for 1 minute, you're here under the Hogan stand, the stand which will be demolished after next year's, or this year's All-Ireland, and you've been used to coming off Monday and Tuesday. Did you feel that extra buzz under the Hogan today? Support, I suppose it's great from a parish point of view.
Oh, it is, yeah. We came out of here in 95 out of this dressing room. It's great actually to come out from this end. I mean, whatever we come out with, we'd have to certainly believe in support. I must say, we had great support from the rest of the country. You know, there was flags and cars and everything from all the other clubs in the country, and it was really appreciated. Like, we don't have as many people that would support us out there in the parish. It was just great that the whole country really liked us.
Families have a big clearing in Doora Barefield. I'm there during the week and I've seen that the parish literally goes round in it. And I'm sure there's a lot of new people moving into the parish. What would you say to those people this evening?
Well, that's true, and I suppose the parish has built up over the last 20 years with people moving into it. But I mean, we've had a great couple of years, and this should really mean that, you know, young lads will come over and they should want to be part of the club. And we have a great club in place between the senior setup and the minor setup, and there's great people involved with it. Like, so, you know, hopefully we'll get them all out running out for the parish, you know, and hopefully that we'll get future success.
Sean McMahon, thank you very much indeed. The best of luck and many celebrations again. Thanks a minute, Sean. Goalkeeper supreme, Christy O'Connor. Christy, the save that you brought off, I think just from the centre forward, Martin Byrne. When did you actually see that ball?
Well, actually, I was just trying to got a touch with it. It should have been a 65, it wasn't. It was given as a wide ball, but I just tried to get it out, and that's all I did. I think we were both lucky we didn't end up breaking both our legs because he kind of crashed into me, but you know, just get the ball out of the danger zone, that's it. Like, you know, we've conceded only one goal since we came out of clear, and that's primarily been down to the full back line. It's not been down to me. You know, the goal we conceded, it was a mistake on my behalf against Rathnure, but you know, that speaks volumes for itself.
Christy, you had a niggling injury during the week. Everything seemed to have cleared up, and thankfully you were able to play today.
Well, yeah, like,
but hamstrings or whatever they are, can they linger?
Well, it was tendonitis at the back of my knee really, and it was just such a complex area, and I think in a way it probably took my mind off the game, and I could, you know, I was very relaxed going into it today. You know, I felt maybe very keyed up before the Rathnure match, and probably showed in the first 5 minutes. But you know, maybe injuries are a good thing in that respect, that they can take your mind off the game. And you know, it was bothering me because, you know, normally if you're playing out the field, you can maybe wind down for the last week. Whereas if you're a goalie, you always feel you can never do enough, and you're maybe working in the handball alleys, you're working at home yourself, and you know, I couldn't do that actually. I got a new puck out stick and I couldn't even try it out until yesterday. So, no, but thankfully it worked out.
Mention of Rathnure, I mean, they were your near neighbours, they were your arch rivals. Today, Wexford, Rathnure, they were totally different kettle of fish. I mean, I'm sure you hadn't seen them, only from maybe videos or something, but Rathnure were the team that you had known and maybe friends over that part of the country.
Well, I suppose, but yeah, we would have known. I went to college with a couple of the Rathnure boys, and I suppose it was just maybe the fact that they were champions 2 years ago. They had so much of an advantage over us in that respect. But I thought we deserved to beat Rathnure. People were saying after us that maybe they deserved another shot, but I think they got their chance, and I think we took our chance on the day. 10 minutes to go, sides were level, and the game was there to be won, and we stepped up a gear and we tapped on 3 points. They came back, got 2, we held on. Really.
Christy, you've come into the game, I suppose, following in the footsteps maybe of your brother. Do you find that's difficult to follow? Because everybody knows James, very few people know Christy, but after today maybe a few more people will know him.
Well, that's it, but it suits me down to the ground, I suppose our family are really very proud of what James achieved for us over the last, 5, 6, 7 years, and we'll never forget him for that. And it's great. People would maybe say with Christy, he's James's brother, but it's never bothered me. And it suits me down to the ground actually, really.
You're not mixed up with the golfer, Christy O'Connor. How's the old golf?
Not great, no, to be honest. Not great. James is much better.
Thanks a million, Christy.
Thanks very much.
Club Chairman Michael McMahon. The day has come. The history's been made, but I'm sure the building of this team, as a club chairman, you've seen it come up and be nurtured over the years.
Well, a lot of this team, most of this team, in fact, would have come up from under 10 and under 12, and I would have seen most of them playing at under 10 and under 12. And up along through the grades, they didn't really win an A championship until 1990. That was minor, but they won 2 under 21s after that, and they won the intermediate championship. But today was a special day.
1995, first of all, Clare came back into the limelight in hurling, then 97. Did you feel that then the hurling people of Clare woke up and said, well, we can do it, we can go on and build clubs that can win titles?
Well, I think that's the long-term benefit of 95. It wasn't just one All-Ireland. And I think what John Loughnane started in 95 is continuing since at club level as well as county level.
Doora Barefield, quite a big parish. I didn't realise such a big parish, but a sprawling parish. Do you find that the new and the old have mixed well in Doora? The people who have come in, the people who have come from other parts of the country, and even from other parts of Ennis, that they have found Doora to be a welcoming place?
Well, I'd be one myself that had moved into the parish. It's a good many years ago, but I found it welcoming when I came. But I'd say a lot of people that have moved into it recently wouldn't have easily identified with the parish. You see, it's so close to Ennis, and Ennis would be more a focal point now, and there's no village, you see, in the parish. Well, we'll say Rosslevin is the centre, and there's no village in Rosslevin, so it's a bit scattered in that sense. But I'd say this hurling victory will help to bring the parish together, and give people a sense of identity and a sense of belonging to the parish.
A lot of young people nowadays look to sport to get them away from other things. Would you invite them to join you in Doora Barefield, participating in sport, be it hurling, football or whatever you have?
Well, I would always be a great believer in sport, let it be hurling or football or soccer or whatever it is. I think it is the healthiest and the most beneficial pastime for young people, and certainly any young people in the parish would be more than welcome to join our club.
You're chairman now. When does that chairmanship end, or will they give you an extension?
It will end next December, so I won't answer the second part of it.
Gonna meet Margaret, Cogardus lad, because Cogardus lad Doora Barefield.
Margaret.
Good evening and welcome to the Spa Hotel. At the moment are hosting the St. Joseph Doora Barefield victorious team, and certainly the atmosphere going to go by is certainly electric. There'll be a lot of the faces you'll recognise as we look around here. I'm certainly there's hurling being spoken at every corner of the building. So I'm now joined by Mrs. Hassett. Mrs. Hassett, I suppose a proud day in the Hassett household to see your son captain.
We're a very proud day. He had a great game. We were proud of him. We were proud of all the team. That they all went so well.
Certainly, I suppose, the family and the hurling tradition, where does it come from?
Oh, it comes to the Hassets, but from my father as well. He's from Cork originally, and he was a hurler, and then, of course, his own, Larkin's own father.
So you wandered into County Clare and you were met by a Clare man?
Floyd, yeah.
Mrs. Hassett, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Mrs. Cahill, today, what does it mean to you as a mother of that great towering fullback, Donald?
Well, it meant an awful lot to me today. I was thrilled to have Donald there today and to see him playing so well.
The Cahill family, I suppose, they are here and supporting their...
My 5 sons are here. I have 5 sons, and the 5 sons were here.
So you're looking for a few women in the Cahill household?
Well, I have a few women, as a matter of fact. I have four women as well. Donald is the only one that's single.
So you'd say he could be looking for a wife?
Oh yes, I'd say so.
Mrs. Cahill, thank you very much indeed. Ger Hoy, the man who wandered from County Laois up to County Clare and won a Leinster medal as well. So how is it to win an All-Ireland medal on this occasion?
It's huge. I mean, it was 10 years, it was 1989, 10 years ago today that we we won in Port Leash, and that was huge. But to come back and do it with your own club this year after 40 years, to go on, beat Mount Sion, beat Tumivera, beat Rathnure, beat Rathnure, it's huge, enormous stuff.
Turning point in today's game?
Substitution. Turning point in today's game was probably Whelan's goal in the first half. If it wasn't that, it was probably, it started the second half, they scored first, Jamesy got a free, we got 2 points in play. Joe Constance's contribution started the second half, first 10 minutes before he was taken off, before he went off. It was enormous, couldn't be overstated. Huge game, huge win, but we never were in any doubt about winning today.
Ger Hoy, thank you very much indeed. And now joining us is the young baker. I don't know whether this is young or not so young, but Craig anyway, delighted to be part of the final team.
Yes, indeed. After being out with injury, it's great to be involved again. I don't know what to say really.
Ger, well, getting back to your own life, how did the passing out go recently?
Great. Last April. It's the brother passed out recently, Oliver.
Ger, your traditional family, you come into hurling in Clare. Is it hard to follow in Ollie's footsteps?
No, not really. He paved the way for us, playing with Clare and everything like that. But it's just brilliant. Like as I said the other day to somebody I was on, it's just another day in Croke Park for him. But it's a dream come true for 12 lads today. Besides the 3 other boys. So that's the way we're approaching the game,
Roll on 2000 for Doora Barefield?
Yes, why not, sure.
Greg Baker, thank you.
Thanks, bro.
Yes, he certainly tugs out well. This is Donald Cahill, a big fullback. Donald, we spoke to your mother a few moments ago. She was very proud of you. She said you're the only single fella that she has on her hands at the moment. Is there any truth in the rumour that you might find a woman?
Oh, well, maybe with a bit of luck, you never know.
Back to today's game, Donald. Tough, hard game. You certainly had quite a hard nut to crack in the full forward Byrne.
Oh, yeah. He's very good. I mean, Conor Byrne has been one of their best forwards all along, and I mean, he did his best today, and he's a good forward, and with a bit of luck, if he got more ball, he might have done a bit better, but the ball wasn't really coming into him today, and thanks be to God it wasn't, so it made my job a lot easier.
Donald, I spoke to Brian Lohan, he works in my own town in Enna during the week, and I was saying to him he's going to have a problem to keep his position. Would you feel that you could step that one step to the county side?
Brian Lohan's a fine full-back, and he's got that position well sewn up.
Donald Cahill, got a mean of Margaret.
Thanks very much.
Right, today's game, I suppose coming up you were quietly confident, but the Rathnure champions, well, they had come through Leinster.
Oh yeah, we know to be a very good side Rathnure, but we knew we had a good team coming up today, and we weren't going home without the spoils. That's the way we were approaching it, and it turned out easy enough in the finish, which we're delighted with. But it's a really great side, and today was only icing in the cake. All year they've been brilliant. Every match they've really been brilliant, but today they really kept it off.
Club hurling starts during the winter period. I suppose it's a rather bad time of year, but nonetheless, the Munster final played in the month of December. Would you agree or disagree with having that competition during the winter period?
Well, there's nothing really you can do about it. It depends. It's a long year for clubs, you know what I mean? And they have to go ahead with it, And then into the summer, into the winter, the way championship hurling has gone in Clare and around the country. that is the way it's gone, like, and there's nothing you can do about that. You have to work with the weather like that, and that's it.
Today's was Doora's 8th game, I think, in the current campaign. Was that far too long, or should players have maybe better breaks and longer breaks during the campaign?
Well, they can't have longer breaks if players involved in the county scene. They're the ones that get no break, but the original club players will get a break all right, but they don't mind. It's a long, hard road, but 4 cops got out of it, like, you know what I mean? So that's all they're worried about.
Con Hawk, former player, and I suppose, Con, you were delighted to see the trophy going back across the Shannon.
I was indeed. It's a great day for St. Joseph's Doora Barefield. Great for the little village, like, you know, the 2 parishes coming together to make St. Joseph's. A great performance today. They made us proud to be wearing the maroon today, and it was a great occasion. And hopefully they'll be back again this time in 12 months for a repeat performance.
That's what I mean, yeah. This is on. Coming up today, I suppose, you felt that Doora Barefield, well, they had a task to do, but nonetheless, it was a great occasion for a small parish.
Oh, it was brilliant. It was really good.
You're a hurling supporter, I suppose, from the very early age.
Yeah, definitely Doora Barefield. Up Kieran.
You looked at this game, I suppose, in a neutral perspective maybe today, or maybe you didn't, but did you feel at any stage that the team were and would take the trophy back?
Oh, I felt they were the better team throughout. A far fitter team and a much stronger team. And they could take the knocks and get the points. That's what counted.
Hurling, a great sport.
Fantastic sport, best in the world.
Thank you very much. The young and familiar face, who are you?
Rory Thompson.
Delighted to see the cup going across the Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
Next man on the line.
Team Doc. I'm glad they're all still alive to celebrate and hopefully be back next year and all the rest.
So you fixed up all those injuries ahead of today's game?
But if I didn't, a few pints in Rosslevin or whatever will definitely fix them all up.
Yes, how are we going? Whose name?
How's it going? David Honan.
And David?
Hurley fixer.
Are you still a student?
I am.
And studying hard?
No.
This big man here in the corner, good fullback. Name is?
Steve Lav.
I'm sure you must have been annoyed at some stages today that those hurleys were breaking a little bit easy.
I was disappointed, but I'm proud of the boys. They were brilliant today.
Good man, Bigar. And on Farsa Conia?
David Morrissey.
That's a good hurling name.
That's a football name. Great name. There's a lot of them out in Cura Clare or Constantine tells me anyway.
Man, David, right across the table we have
It's Paul Moakler, Roscommon name.
Paul, I suppose, coming up on the bus today or coming up today, there was a certain amount of tension, excitement, or was it both?
Well, there was plenty of tension on the bus, but there was more tension after Cullen Mullen's point was disallowed at the end of the game. It was the best point of the game and it was disallowed, like, you know. But fair dues to Cullen, we'll bring up the video evidence, but the score counts. The
score counts. On Far Biog Shin, Cada Sanamde.
Garrod McDonagh.
Garrod, Clehe Bra, Clehe Sport Tool, Clehe Diffrul, and Shine.
Shine Dirok. Clehe Ma ar Fad.
Ramina Margaret. Ger, we've already spoken to you, I suppose, Ger. You're a happy man tonight.
Very happy, very happy. Great occasion, great for the club, great for the players, great for lads who grew up since day one, you know.
And what about this nice girl on your shoulder? You like to say hello?
It's my daughter Elaine. Say hello. Say hello. Say up Doora Barefield.
Up Doora Barefield.
Take your hand away.
Thank you. Yes, sir. How are you?
Not so bad now. Not so bad on a night like
You're
this.
feeling mighty well.
I am indeed beside a small man here, you know. As a large child representative on the team.
Good man, Bigard. Best of luck. Larkin, the whole soup tastes well. I suppose the match equally tasted as good.
Lovely.
I think at some time I said today that he was 6'2" or 3", but now looking at him sitting down, he's a hell of a lot bigger. The distribution of the ball, I suppose, a vital factor for you in the game.
I was lucky, like, you know, as I said. Yeah, hey! So I got great ball in today, you know, and great bunch of lads, like, you know, and caught a few balls and everything kind of, one of these days, like, the ball fall into your hand, like, you know.
A little bird told me you were the elder statesman of the team. Are you going to continue to be the elder statesman?
Well, after today, I think I'm the youngest man, like, you know. I feel unbelievable, like, tonight, you know. And it's unbelievable for the parish and the people in the club, like, and great bunch of lads, like, but hopefully, like, we have a long way to go again before we start out again next year, and looking forward to that as well, you know. That's all about. Thanks, man.
I believe you're guarding all these boys back to the airport.
It'll be a hard job tonight, I'd say.
With an accent like that, would you be a goalie man?
No.
Are you down the country, man?
Killimer, West Clare.
West Clare. So certainly you were a bit disappointed when your Joan Begg wasn't in there in the final, as well as Doora Barefield.
I would have been, yeah. I wouldn't be here though. I'd probably be with Joan Begg, you know.
Got a meal of August. Best of luck. And moving along the line, a man who's just arrived here. I suppose you're very happy to be part of this great combination of Doora Barefield men who've come up and won the trophy at the first attempt.
Yeah, it's marvellous now to be here today. Who'd have thought after we beat Kilmaley that we'd be here today now? Like, win the county final now was our main aim at the start of the year, and to think that we've gone all the way to win All Ireland is marvellous altogether now.
Noel, I seen you yesterday walking through it. You looked a very calm man. How did you feel today going on the field?
Oh, it's calm enough now. I don't suffer too much from nerves now, so it was grand. Like, it took me a while to get into the game today, but thankfully, like, in the end, like, we won, and that's all that matters now.
No, they got a meal of maggots. I'm taking away a man from his soup here now, but at the moment, I'm sure he's a happy man. James, today's game, you were on the sidelines, you were looking in at it. I'm sure you spotted a few falls here and there.
Yeah, a few falls, yeah. I thought, around the centre of the field and corner back, maybe centre. I know they all played very well. There's no faults whatsoever. The two subs that were brought on, Fergal Sullivan and Colin Mullen, they played very well also. Kieran Neal played a great game there, full forward, you know. What more can I say?
What more can you say is right. There's always more than 15 players to make up a team. I suppose subs, part and parcel of any team.
Jeez, lads, I wasn't expecting this at all, like, you know, Jesus, like, it's like a bit of a culture shock to me, like, you know, a winning team, like, you know, Kieran Neal sitting across the road. He's a hero to me. Larkin Hassett, lovely fella, nice fella. Hasn't much brains, but he's a nice old bloke, like, you know, he's a nice fella. He's a stupid old smiling him there, but sure, Larkin is on the day, like, you know, you're going well. Fair play.
Are you any relation to Patrick Kilties?
No, jeez, no, myself and Patrick go back a long way, actually, you know, and I could get into this conversation, but I won't bother.
Thank you very much. And now here's a man I seen in the Munster final. He made a brief appearance today.
That's right.
Did you feel as good today as you did in the Munster final?
That's right. You were right there. Actually, I did make a brief appearance. That's right. But that brief appearance was the only appearance I made in the Munster final. Thanks very much.
Okay, Mr. Eastwood. And before this man gets choked, I better ask him a question or two. Cora Clare, known for his football. Joey, I believe is the name.
That's right, Donny.
What's the old profession?
I'm a singer by profession.
Can't you give us an old verse on my Rolling Rose of Clare?
Okay, no, stand back.
Oh, my lovely Rose of Clare, you're the sweetest girl I know. You're the queen of all the roses, all around the chapel gate of Doora Clare.
Following that great rendition, what can you do for us? How did you feel that the game went from you, where you were watching it from today?
Well, I was watching it from way back, I think. But went well. We won it. Great day.
A victory achieved, I suppose, in a clean sporting game.
Very clean sporting game, yeah. Very clean. Well, I suppose there was a few. You look at Noel Brodie. I thought he pulled a few dirty strokes, but other than that, it was a very clean game. Very clean game. Very clean game.
Got a meal of Margaret. And the man in the top left-hand corner. Now you look relaxed. How did you feel today?
Throughout the game, I suppose it was tough going, but the minute I seen Fergal Sullivan, the minute Fergal Sullivan made appearance, like, I calmed down a small bit, you know. He's a great man,
Is he a super sub?
Super sub, yeah. Yeah, super sub.
Thank you. I'm now joined by the team sponsor, much part and parcel of today's team make-up sponsorship, I suppose. And I suppose looking to sponsor your home parish must be a great honour.
Well, we're very proud of the lads that played today and for all the other games they played as well. They have been excellent this year.
Sponsorship, it's big, it's expensive, but at the end of the day, it's great to see a team going out wearing your logo in a high stage like Croke Park.
Well, we never anticipated that they'd be playing in Croke Park. Originally, when we sponsored the team, we thought it was at county championship level, and that's as far as they'd get. They have excelled and, you know, done an awful lot better than was ever anticipated. I think they're a wonderful bunch of lads, and they achieved great results today.
An engineering business, not a very easy business. Business now are ups and downs. I suppose the players you'll be looking to the support from the players, the supporters, and the people who look at this video.
I think we've got all the support we need today, forevermore, you know. So.
Michael Clohessy, a proud man to be holding the Tommy Moore Trophy this evening, I suppose. But it didn't all start with one particular game today. It started many months ago.
It started about 14 months ago, Donald, and it's been a long, hard campaign since, but we've stuck with it, and I suppose it paid rich dividends today.
Coming up here today, you were going in as favourites. You had beaten the prime of Munster, you had beaten the Leinster, the Connacht champions, and you were meeting the Leinster champions. But nonetheless, Rathnure, they were there 4 times. This is your first. I'm sure there must have been a lot of nervousness, a lot of tension.
There was bound to be, because you know, we come to a very, very hard campaign, but nevertheless, Louis and myself and a few more went up to see the other semi-final, and it was very, very difficult to predict what we were up against today, because they had an easy semi-final against Ballymcgilligan, and you know, this was their 5th final, and like, to lose 4 finals, you're really going to go out and give it a lash, like, you know. And as you know, a final is all on the day, and well, things went right for us in the day, but the hard work was done by Louis.
During the week, people talked about having injuries, problems and so on, and I'll be talking to Louis in a couple of moments about those. But today, everything seemed to work from the programme, worked as the team that had played in the Munster Championship, had played in the Clare Championship. And the Clare Championship is the most difficult to win, I suppose.
The Clare Championship is the hardest to win, and you know, they'll be queuing up for our title next year, and we've got to be on our guard for that. It's interesting that the last 3 Munster champions, the Bridge, Tones and Clarecastle, didn't get over the first round of the championship in the following year. Like, that's the statistics that they are. So we'll have our work cut out, but we're not going to worry about that tonight, Donald, because, you know, we're top of the tree, as I say, All-Ireland champions, and by God, thank God, everybody tonight knows where Doora Barefield is long and last, you know.
Got a míle maith agad a bheith híl, agus cogard that, and best of luck with the Tommy Daly Trophy. Tommy Moore Trophy.
Thank you, Donald.
Mention that man Louis Mulqueen. Louis, you have been involved in hurling, I suppose, from a tender age. You're now in with Doora Barefield. You were with Éire Óg and Ennis. You had a look in Wolf Tones, and I'm sure hurling, it's been in your mind, sleep, eat and drink hurling in your household.
Yeah, it's been a long year, Donald. We started in January '98 with this. We had progressed together, myself and Michael and Fergie and Tommy Duggan. We had started together in about July of '97, and we've stuck at it. It's been a hard task, but we've put it right over the last, year and 8 months. And you see, by putting trophies on the table over the last, you know, those probably the year and 3 months where we've been very, very successful, that has really stood to us as a unit, as a management unit, and also as a team unit. When you saw today where players were committed, they were bonded together, they were fellas who were going to die for their parish today, and they were fellas who wanted to perform so much that it came good for.
You come from Ennis, which is the bordering parish type of thing, the next door neighbour. That's the trophy which was given out for the Munster, or for the club championship in Clare, the Canon Hamilton Trophy. And I suppose that trophy adorns the sideboards now in Doora Barefield, joined by the Munster Trophy, and now you have the...
Yeah, I was invited out to Joseph's as I said to you, there in July '97, and I'm about 200 yards from the parish borderline, so I was an adopted native for the last 2 years, and I've really enjoyed it, being honest. They're a fabulous bunch of players to work with, fabulous team management that was with me, and the club itself, the structure of it, from chairman all the way down through it, has been nothing but you know, very, very cooperative to me, and actually helped with everything I've done for the last 2 years.
We hadn't an ideal weather in the winter. It was tough, difficult conditions to train, but I'm sure other clubs must have given you good facilities as well, and training is part and parcel of winning a title.
Yeah, we were struggling all year with weather like every team does, but if you look at it, Clarecastle and Rouen were very good to us when we needed fields, when our own field was unavailable or whatever, when we needed a good surface to get the performance. And you know, we're very thankful to those clubs and the mentors of those people who actually give us their field, which was a great asset to our training program and training setup.
When a team loses, they lose their manager. I don't think Louis Mulqueen will be losing Doora Barefield, or Doora Barefield will be losing Louis Mulqueen. Would that be correct?
I know, we're stuck together. Michael reckoned we signed a contract for 7 years. I don't remember anything that, because he said if you sign a contract you get paid. So I'm beginning to look into this contract now. But overall, no, we've worked well together. And as you say, a winning formula is a very, very hard thing to come by with regard a club scene and a county scene. So, you know, when you're happy where you are and you're working hard together, like that's where you stay.
Goramila Margaret, Louis, Goramila Margaret of a heel, Cogaris live, Shinneon Trophy. That's the winner, that's the prize that Doora Barefield have claimed for the year of 1999.
Keep going right up.
How are you?
Go on, Doora Barefield! Carlin! Very well, the Palace!
Joseph's Day!
Hurling left up there.
Where the rest of them? They're in Sully's of it. Come on, Patsy! James has got in the piss. Hey, Kitman! Get up here, you! Here he is! Kennedy! Oh, Kenny boy! Patsy! As I say in the States, Patsy Fahey! And the new Pat Hartigan, Donald Cahill. Another All-Ireland for Shawnee. Here he is, 6'7". Get off that ladder, you don't need it. Francis Hurling. Hold on. Caroline let him out. Here he is, the one and only Jay. Robbie Thompson. Here he is. Lads, anyone want a mortgage, a bank loan tomorrow? Chair high! Come on, Chair. Hey, Chair. Show everyone your lovely nose. Get down. Come down. Go down, them steps. Go down. Yeah. Here he comes. The Steel. He hurled a 73-year-old man off the field today. Here he comes, the manager of the year, don't mind Alex Ferguson. Here is Classy! Come on, that's Flaw. Here he is, my old mate, Tommy Duggan! Hey, Fergie, there's a lift around the back. Fergie! The Hurley fixer, Davy Honan. The man of the match, Davy Here he comes, Mr. Tarmac, Andrew Ware! Is it? It's Batman! No, it's Kitman! Jerry Mack! All right, Jerry, you got a Wellington. Have we everyone? Who's missing? Where's Louis? Where is Louis? All right, then, Louis. I would like to call the chairman of the club, Michael McMahon, please, to say a few words. A bull of us for Michael McMahon. Mike, congratulations.
You have given a tremendous welcome to the All-Ireland champions. And I think it is no more than they deserve, because they have performed so admirably during the year, and they have brought great recognition and honour and pride to the parish of Doora Barefield. As I have this opportunity, I would like to thank all the people of the parish who have given such support to this team all during the year. Moral support and financial support, because success is expensive, and people have been very generous to us. And not just people in the parish, but people from outside. And many of the clubs, the GA clubs around the county, have been very strong in support of us, and we very much appreciate that. we would not have won an All-Ireland final, but for an awful lot of work put into it by an awful lot of people. And of course, certainly the people on the stage, but a lot of people who don't get maybe that much of the limelight. And I'm thinking in particular of all the team mentors and trainers and managers of all the teams in the parish, because all of that contributes enormously to success. And there are an awful lot of people behind the scenes who do a lot of work, and it is that work that bears fruit. In this occasion in particular, I want to pay special tribute to the team mentors, to manager Michael Tahasi, Tommy Duggan, Fergus McDonough, he's talking here behind me, and Tommy Duggan. And did I say? And our team coach, Louis Mulqueen. I was talking to Louis very early, no, it was last year in fact, and he said that team is capable of winning in All-Ireland. And I know Louis is a great trainer and he's a great talker, and I felt that he's prone to a slight exaggeration, but he has proved me wrong. As well as the team management, there are other people that contribute enormously as well. I'm thinking of our medical people. Dan McNamara, I'd say, has used up more sweat than anybody on the field, and Conor Fanning is always with us as well. And we owe an awful lot debt of gratitude to those two. I think I've said as much as I want to say, and thank you very much for coming out tonight. I know you want to hear Larkin Hassett, so Larkin is next.
Isn't it just brilliant to be All-Ireland champions? On a serious note, I'd like to thank everyone here, you know, who went to all the games, went to Dungarvan, went to Thurles, went to Limerick, went today. And Joe Constantine, you know, asked me to mention the people from Cree, you know, who've been great. But all I really want to say is, remember today, savor today. It doesn't happen every day. And lads, let's build on this. You know, let's make the parish a great parish. Let's unite the parish, and let's go on. Thanks very much.
I would like to call upon the man that wrote letters to all these players about a year or two ago and reminded them that it was 40 or something years since they ever won a county championship. And that man is, and I hurled under him, and he's a hard man to hurl under, Clausy! Oh my.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the whole panel and the management team, I would like to thank you all for coming out in such huge numbers here tonight to support us, and especially above in Croke Park today. It was wonderful to see the maroon and white flags right around Croke Park, and you know, it's only then that it hits you that, yes, this was an All-Ireland final after all. This victory today, as I've said before, it's great for us here on stage, but I think it goes back years upon years to anybody who ever brought out a child to a match, that coached a young lad, your fruits have been born today, and we're all Ireland champions. It is 40 years since we won a county championship, and we've won an All-Ireland in the first go, so the sky is the limit from now on. But there's an awful lot of hard work gone in, and I thank every one of the 28 players in the panel who put in such tremendous work, coming from Dublin, Galway, Cork, and all over for training. And by God did they train under the great Louis Mulqueen. I'd like to thank especially our great arch rivals, Clarecastle, for the use of their facilities. Rowan especially under John Sullivan, and he's out here tonight to support us again. Thanks, John, for all the facilities, and Rowan as well. I leave you with this thought. A lot of journalists rang me during the week, and the first thing, and I said it to the players today, the first thing they asked me was, where is Doora Barefield? Well, they can open the papers tomorrow and they'll find where we are, All Ireland champions.
I'm being given instructions by a guard. And he's a big guard. A man that has graced Croke Park on numerous occasions. He's here behind us. He was quiet enough today. He had a couple of wides. Caroline won't be impressed. Lads, a big round of applause for the man with the big heart, James E. O'Connor.
I don't fully know what that was in aid of. Again, I suppose Larkin said that what it meant to us today to see the maroon and white in Croke Park, and I just want to re-echo that on behalf of the players. I mean, you know, I can remember going back when I first moved to Ennis in 1982 and running up into moved to Barefield. In 1982, and Greg was just reminding me that myself and Christy walked in two nice striped jerseys, and he said we're going to look forward to putting these two guys down now. Well, they're still trying to Baker, so they still haven't managed to do it. There's nothing really left to say, only to just again thank everybody. Look at, you know, we grew up together, we're neighbours. And I think, if anything, the sense of unity and pride in our own place and our home place that this has done and brought to the parish, I think will you know, no one can ever take it away from us. And we spoke in the dressing room and maybe during the week about respect. That we remember going up to Galway to play a challenge match against a particular team up there, and you know, we had a full squad, and they turned up with 13 players, and two of our lads made up 15. And I said, no club or no place anywhere in the world will ever be able to disrespect us like that again if we go on and do what we did today. And we've put Barefield on the map, and we're following the footsteps of the Bridge and the other Clare teams that have done so well in recent years. So just again to thank everybody. The players really are delighted with what you've done and with the way you've got behind us and the support that you've given to us financially and otherwise. And hopefully we'll go on from here now, and maybe in 10, 15 years time some of the small faces down here will be up in Croke Park, and when I've retired, and Ollie and Shawnee will be old men at that stage, and we'll be looking forward to travelling up as well. So thanks very much.
Thanks, Jamesy. It's 10-1. This place doesn't close until 4. There's a lot of fellas here now, right? They're hurling all day, they're flying all night, and they're meant to get to the bar. There's a few fellas. Who's this? Brody. Where's he gone? Nolly. Come up here. Nolly, come on off. You're underage, you can't drink. Here he is, number 11, shoulders himself. Brody, Nolly.
You're barefoot tomorrow night. Hasses or consonants?
Tomorrow night.
Yeah,
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night we're in Barefield. And on Friday night we're in the Shebeen. And on Saturday night in Johnno's.
And on Sunday night they're in Bushy Park. Hold on a second. Toughen. Louis is inside in the corner here. I don't know, is he drunk or tired? But he's not getting off this stage. Because I'll tell you one thing. I have listened to him. Well, I have done a small little bit of training. I have listened to him this past 3 months, slagging everyone. He got a kick against Rathnure in the ribs. I don't know what it's for, but I think he deserved it. But Louis, come on, out here and say a few words. Louis Mulqueen! It's kind of a bit embarrassing to ask me talk when I don't usually speak too much. And when Mr. Connor said he trained a small bit, he actually did a small bit because he wasn't able to keep up with us. But Blackie, sorry, Blackie. No, that's just one little point is that everybody here tonight and everybody to see the flags in Croke Park today, that was worth 5 or 6 points to us. And as we were watching it, you know, from the sideline and watching it on the field or whatever, that lifted players when we needed it all throughout the year, when we needed it against Rathnure and other teams like that. It's great to have that support. And I'd like to thank you for that personally myself, from the team and from mentors with me as well. Second thing is that just, I've been around a while with different teams, but there's a bunch of lads that up on this stand are one of the best bunch of people you could ever work with in your life, for commitment, for skill, for intelligence. I put intelligence big time in there because that's needed a lot in hurling. And the club itself as well, from officers from the top all over the place, you've yet to meet a finer set of officers and club mentors and people to work with that I've ever come across in all my long years at this stage. I said long years, a couple of years. But overall, I don't know, that's a fabulous bunch of team here, and I think they deserve everything that they got today. And a song.
We want a song.
Only if Joe sings with me. Come on, Joseph. They tell me he plays a good tin whistle as well, but I don't know about that. Joe scored for the first time in his hurling career today. And he got so excited, he jumped so high, he pulled a hamstring. And we couldn't lose after he scored. But having said that, I'll start Joe off and he'll continue. Isn't that right, Joe? What are we singing?
Oh, my lovely rose of sister, I know you're the queen of all the roses, like the pretty flowers that grow. You are the sunshine of my life,
o'clock in the morning. It's time for all these children here in front of us, Shane, go home. Before we go, right, it was said in Croke Park today, I always wanted to do this. I'll probably never do it at my age, but I want to give 3 cheers for this great Doora Barefield team. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Good night!
You're out. Ah, jeez.
Hello? Hello! Come back here, that ballot isn't open yet! Tomorrow night, the team will be in Barefield between 8 and 9 o'clock. So make sure everyone there, Constantines and Hassels.